Третий день чемпионат мира. Это финал. Это финал. Мы начинаем. Сейчас первый матч СК Хамбл. Там я поставил за Хамбл. Everybody back to Superfest here. I'm Mitch Leslie, joined by the one and only Trav Talks. We started with 12 teams, whittled them down to 8 now. Final 4 remain. The first 2 days of the Brawl Stars World Finals have been absolutely electric. Such phenomenal gameplay, I'm sure. It's going to continue now, let's get reoriented a little bit here, of course. Remind you of all of not only what's on the line, but how this all works. We started with 12 teams, 4 groups of 3. That whittled down to 8 in our quarterfinals. And so today, SK Gaming, Humble, Reply Totem have advanced alongside Crazy Raccoon, who got over NA's #1 seed to make it here to the semi-finals. These folks are all best of 5 matches. We'll have 3 of them for your viewing pleasure. And of course, we'll be fighting for the lion's share of $1 million, with our champions taking $400,000 out of the arena today. That is a lot to play for, and it's been a long year for many of these teams having to fight through a circuit in their home regions for making it here. And even in the case of Reply Totem having to qualify through the last chance qualifier and games come to be here, their roads are not. Yeah, it's crazy to think how I'm going to say abysmal their season was. Четвертое. Четвертое. Да. In the air and you've struggled to make your decisions. I know I have. This is where we stand so far. Myself and Kenny are with SK Gaming for this first matchup up against their local rivals, Humble. Еще ссылка для доната в чате. And we all seem to feel like Crazy Raccoon will be able to overcome LCQ qualifying team Reply Totem and make it to the grand finals. But I'll be honest, I might be an SK fanboy, but I'm not confident at all. Both these games. SK Gaming. So make sure you've got your predictions in at event.brawlstars.com. Viewership rewards are popping off today. There is a hypercharge up for grabs. So get your votes in, get involved in the trivia questions, and join us over there, as this is bound to be an incredible show indeed. For those that are just joining us, or those who want a refresher, we've got one for you. Let's have a look back on how day 2 transpired. Полуфинал через 7 минут 50 секунд. Welcome to day 2 of the Brawl Stars World Finals. Just 8 remain today. All of our matches are best of 5s. It is going to be an absolutely phenomenal day of Brawl Stars esports, I can assure you. Zeta Division, SK Gaming. Here comes the door. It's super. It's massive. It's without the time. SK Gaming. If you want to seize the crown, you have to dethrone the Kings. Pioneers, Humble. No kills to get from Pioneers. Humble 1 set away from the semi-finals. The HP is not going to be there. It doesn't connect to the shield. It's perfect from Luki. And Humble proceed to the semi-finals. Elevate their opponent. To a world semi-finals to claim what was once theirs. Ладно, чат я уберу, у меня есть. Еще чат у меня на экране, ссылка для доната в чате. Кто собирается донатить, донатьте через чат. Либо ссылка. Страшные истории. Yes, сюда угадал. Там вообще-то голосование. Страшные истории. Страшные истории. Кажется, здесь Хамбл заберет, потому что они фавориты. But you know what? The battlefield waits for no one. We are not messing around here today, so it is time to introduce your first 2 semi-finalists to the main stage. It is Semantic, Luki, and Boss. They are Humble. Ловля медуз.
Ловля медуз. Голосуем за ловлю медуз. Вот они, Хамбл. Полуфинал, ребята, полуфинал.
Their opponents come into this match oozing with confidence, with the crowd behind them. It's Joker, Yoshi, and Lenan. They are SK Gaming.
СК Гейминг. Четвертый раз. А, нет, пятый. ММА тоже за четвертый раз ответил. Прикинь.
What a way to kick off our final day of matches with a true blue regional rivalry. That's right. It was SK Gaming that burst onto the scene in the first monthly final of the year, taking Humble down in a 3-0 declaimment. But since then, the moments of glory for SK Gaming few and far between, and Humble have become the hot favourites in Europe.
Humble's games this year have just been so good. They've just been so consistent all the way throughout this year, getting multiple
Первое место.
even a win under the belt and only going out in the first round once. Semantic though, the main man for this
Мы сейчас и без матчей дойдем до гиперзаряда.
he is. I think he thrives under that pressure that little bit more.
He's fighting a demon today. A demon that has ravaged his past. Semantic went up against SK Gaming last year.
Мы сейчас и без матчей дойдем до гиперзаряда. Еще сегодня также стримим. Ну сегодня 3 матча. 4.
Has never looked better. But here's SK Gaming. And this fan base has been waiting a long time for glory.
Yeah, Joker, Yoshi and Lane, what a team they are. Yoshi 8-5 has been one of the more consistent players on this roster. I feel like him and Lane have been the standouts so far. Joker kind of being the glue that sticks the roster together for their World Finals run so far. It kind of seems to me like a few nerves are there, and I feel like they really need to be ironed if they want to be able to overcome this massive opponent at Humble.
Yoshi gets the tough jobs. He's playing Sprout on Knockout. He's playing the Gale against the Kenshi on Brawl. Whatever it takes, this guy has been the role player, the rock for SK Gaming, and they're going to be relying on him today for that consistency. that SK Gaming wants to grasp at, right? They've got Lenar and Joker, two incredible individuals who can, on their day, be the very best in the world, but when things go quiet for them, it's a scary thing. SK Gaming had a very slow start in their quarterfinal yesterday. The most lackluster knockout I've ever seen from them. They've got to come out hot here, Trav.
I mean, after defeating Date Division, I don't think their spirits will have ever been higher, taking down the world champions of 2023, heading on into day 3 of the Star's World Finals, to then be faced by another piece of kryptonite that they've had all year long, and that is Humble, standing between them and the final.
It was Lenar and Semantic last year trying to find success.
И Кирилл, я сейчас фигачу этой
Together on
бутылкой.
that good esports team. It was not to be. The team was dissolved and they went their separate ways. What do you think at home? Here come the votes, folks. What a close one. 52% of you.
Первое ограбление.
SK Gaming at event.brawlstars.com have the edge.
I mean, that surprises me considering the year that Humble have had, but considering all the support, not only here in Helsinki, Finland, but actually as well that SK Gaming do have, doesn't surprise me that they've edged that home prediction.
We'll be jumping into the draft in just a moment. SK Gaming, some questionable picks over the last couple of days, but overall their execution with these drafts have been good. Crucially, they found ways to counter out Kenji, specifically leaving him open as
Блин, 10 минут так быстро пролетели, даже не заметил, прикиньте.
safe zone. What better brawler to open with here than Colette?
Excellent with the hyper charge out to
1700.
25% of the save without it, still 10. The ability to chain those supers when people are defending it, just
Некоторые не угадал, что ли?
regardless.
2, не угадал.
А я все. Да блин, ну ты куда наступила?
Against the tank out
Тупая реально.
well, SK can still add to that as well.
Ты меня бесишь уже, дура.
Their big damage deals, and that surprises me so early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Colt can be fallible. He's don't worry about 5.5k health in general. We've seen him go up against the tanky constant
А, так что, по сути, у него уже 300 очков только осталось, Кирилл.
Мне кажется, здесь Хамбл заберет почему-то.
Humble,
Да.
Darryl picked up here for
Блин, ну
SK.
Спасибо тебе, да, прикольно.
ОСК,
Ведь ты, блин, нам советуешь за говно голосовать, да, прикольно.
мы вообще за Хамбу проголосовали, тупой.
Да.
Посмотри свой прогноз,
Ой,
тупой.
хер уже не
Against Kenji at the moment.
надо.
So we'll see what
Oh.
SK Gaming do choose to pick. I feel like they're still really missing that
Sure,
kind of
I mean,
mid-brawler with
it's
Bell out of the way. You know, we kind of see Piper come in, Natty come in, but they're going to go with a Gale. No long range for the side of SK Gaming. And that's kind of a bit of an opening, I feel, for them.
Absolutely. Yoshi is going to have a tough time laning. There's no other way of putting it here. It's a very defensive pick, but SK have often gone for the Gale to round out their composition. As soon as they start seeing Kenji, this also has to make Humble think twice about trying to find a tank. Might not be possible here, but there's a ton of options. With Angelo off the board, we've seen Brawler picked up on occasion here. A very serviceable mid to long range Brawler. B comes in. I feel like the first time we've seen her at all here in this World Finals. Fantastic long range sharpshooter that can be pressured pretty heavily up close. I mean, it's been so long since we've seen it, but lining up against this comp, what a pick that is if you really start to pick it apart. Good against Colette, good against Darryl, good against Gale. He's got a lot of weight on his shoulders, though, Luki, on this Brawler, because he's going to have to do so much to get Boston Semantic into these positions where they can get damage on the save and get kills against their counters. Of course, it's the second shot from B that is the most dangerous, which means Luki needs to be chaining these hits together. Still, Ironhive is a super to slow down targets. Honey Molasses also slows targets down. So when Leonard tries to engage, it will be a little bit difficult for the Darryl to get close enough to be to punish her. This is a bit more of a flimsy team for Humble in terms of overall health pool, but their damage is off the charts. Should be a good start for Humble. The range advantage that they've managed to get through this draft is kind of just unparalleled by anything that SK have on their side. So they've got to take advantage of that off the start whilst Darryl's waiting to get those supers. Once they start chaining in, and obviously with the rework, he's got 2 rolls now.
Крейзи Ракон выйдет.
Mobility on this map is increased.
Я люблю сам задать. Я не шарфер такие.
But bear in mind as well that this Colt can start to blow up the map crucially. So that silver bullet
Там
gadget
перед финальным матчем разрабы должны
the
выйти.
boxes or the walls to give him a better line or to further expose SK Gaming to the long range potent that this team has. SK have to commit. They're going to have to go all in. But what better player to put in a difficult position on this Darryl than Lenar? Arguably the best tank player in Europe, maybe even the world. He's made it this far now. SK always look to set him up. They always look to put him in a position to succeed. We're moments away, folks. The energy already reaching fever pitch. It's time to kick off that first semi-final. SK Gaming versus Humble. Well, instantly they know well and he's going with the launch pad over the right-hand side. Managed to pick one up. There you see the gadget from B coming in. Rattle 5 gets the kill. Boss managed to add some damage to the safe. Only 3% so far, but not a bad start for him. Semantic slowed up briefly. That is a free time to collect by Joker on the safe. Yoshi tries to go for the super to shut down Semantic, but it misses. He's dodging everything with those supers. Yet another slash from Semantic. But SK have that narrow lead early. Yeah, really good position for Lane though here, and Luki round the back has to use that Rattle 5 once more. Still, just staying back on defense, allowing his teammates to do some work, and they do still have a narrow lead. Boss in a good position to add some more damage. Lenar! Pinched in there, Lane's going on top and getting kills. Still, pretty even in terms of the damage as Semantic cleans Lane up in the back lines, and Boss in a good position once more. SK let Semantic have a crack at their safe drive and brought it down to 75%. Boss with a free bullet storm there brings SK's down now to 66. Lenar doesn't want to telegraph a launch pad use here. Gonna be another slashing from Semantic, but Joker is still
Блин, у
healthy
них
now.
там колет с гиперзарядом, возможно, летит.
Semantic catches him through the wall. Boss with a hypercharge now, and Yoshi can't face tank it. He has to let the safe get chunked down. Semantic dodges more damage with
Ну блин, Хамбл хорошо себя показывает.
such a menace.
A rare mistaken super in there from Lane as well. Did allow Boss to get some more damage onto it. Now the hypercharge comes through, and that's going to be 25% on safe, closing the gap to about 30. Back out of spawn, a few more walls broken by Boss, and Semantic having a real tough time with those walls go down. Lane rolling on him, but should be targeted quite swiftly. But Joker gets the super unsafe. Hypercharge comes in from Yoshi. All down to Boss to get the defense, and he's dead too.
Dangerous now. Yoshi and Joker not the best at damaging a safe. And they can't give SK a lead, but Joker should be one shot away from super, which means he'll get another time to collect it. There it is.
очков за MVP, что я могу дать.
And as well, might be able to get Joker here. Great dive, and a wonderful kill from Boss. Slicing through the mid now, Semantic and Fluky will be joining him. Boss in a good spot.
Хамбл забирает первый сет.
А как смотрю?
Хамбл взяли первый раунд у СК.
А, да, вот.
Make the smallest mistake, and Humble are going to punish you for it. Once they sink their
Меня
teeth in,
походу
they will never
опаздывает.
let go. Just a little too much damage taken there by SK Gaming. One of those later fights gives Humble all the lead they need.
Mantic free roam through the mid here, and this is still Gadget being used there as well, considered getting out, but he just carries on going in.
Опять
And this is
четыре.
huge off the start already.
Три
Already
полуфинала.
50% of their
Две.
SK is gone. And
Ну
somehow
все,
still
Хамбл забирать спокойно.
everybody, but they're trying to collect.
Завтра приемно.
Завтра праздничный день, ничего не будет.
Ты не будешь?
Whenever he has
Yes.
to here just to pelt this safe down. Here's
Yeah,
Semantic into the back
Humble.
line yet again. 22% and counting. Humble are going to
Ну,
run away
завтра
with this
куда
one.
идем?
Another
Нет.
super from Semantic. He's happy with the
Ну,
damage he's got
просто
right now. Dash and a slash. 3% on the safe here at SK Gaming.
Мне кажется, здесь сейчас Хамбл заберет.
Ну
Beaten
что?
down. Humble have been all over this. Double slow as well. Buying some more time for Humble to get back in. Lane with a beautiful 1-2
А
roll
по
to
сути
the
мы
right hand
должны были
side.
уже
Now the hypercharge
закупать.
comes in from Joker. Damage. It's going to have to be perfect from SK. And Joker
Мы должны были во
falling
вторник
fairly on
идти
dodge. Gadget
тупые.
used to getting back into the mix.
Да что ж такое, а? Дебил,
Now
блин.
doing over here. Can't build super right now. Has to wait it out.
Опять
Has a
полезно
fight
уже
here.
с вами
Semantic comes
перепоносом.
forward, slowed up, of course, by the primary fire of Yoshi, and Goss comes in. He doesn't hit the save with that hypercharge super though.
Кстати, за сколько
Joker
это
falls.
лет будет
Yoshi has to body
продаваться
block all
вперед?
of his damage now. The
За
Colt
сколько
is a
это лет
legitimate
будет
threat.
продаваться?
Все, Хамбл 1-0.
And
149?
Блин, сайт лагает.
Все.
problems with this competition
Это
for
как,
SK.
кстати,
First of
мод
all,
Хамбл.
there's no legitimate answer to the Kenji. There are some options, sure, but when you pick collect first,
Мне
Humble
кажется,
is
это
not
самые
going to select
быстрые
the
награды
tanks.
сейчас.
Kenji's helped him
У меня
with
уже
a true
1710.
tanking nature, and frankly, Gale is not enough to shut him down either.
Блин, ну Хамбл все хорошо показали.
More damage, and the B pick is Giga Brain, because Luki gets to spend all game sitting behind all this threat being attracted by Semantic. He just gets shot after shot on the safe. And Semantic, even with everybody looking at him, still gets to walk up and do things like this. That should be legal. Look at Luki's damage, man.
I mean, that's
О,
almost 500 DPS for Lucky on the B.
кто победил в мировом финале 22-м?
Zeta Division Zero. Первое.
On a map like Sexton, you have to make use of the yes. Occasionally he's getting some kills. He managed to get 5, which isn't bad for an assassin on that map. But at the same time, he's the damage dealer. He needs to be in there getting damage on the safe, and a lot of the time, he's just missing the opposition's brawlers.
There's too much open ground to cover on safe zone. Yes, you
Странное
make use of
голосование
your
перед
Gale
этим,
gadget,
прям перед
use the
игрой.
jump pad, but it's very
Обычно, когда
obvious when
игры
you're
нет.
А сейчас голосование часто будет, потому что последний день.
developed, you can't close the gap effectively at all. 1-0 favoring Humble in this best of 5, and Canal Grande is on the
Гранд канал.
Well, Bounty should slow things down a little bit after that heist game. It was quite explosive from Humble at least. SK's still got a lot to prove in the semi-finals.
О, это старое.
And coming in there, we've got the tick, Kenji,
А что-то она сейчас в ранговой лиге вообще-то есть.
Mo,
У меня
Angelo,
просто
Kenji
старое
on the
имя.
side of SK Gaming. Pretty good
Ну,
balance
старая,
on
да.
the board.
Крики ты.
Real heavy hitters off the map.
very common band.
У тебя задержка, что ли?
Over towards
Я уже на стене.
No Daryl available.
А, у меня вот тоже
Positions on this map, we've seen
Ты что кидаешь, а? Подняла,
Можешь не орать, а? Можешь не орать, у меня стрим идет.
through and they snap him up.
Мне похер, выключи свой микрофон.
Potential from that one magic
Пошла
shot.
отсюда!
If you've got the hypercharge, can make a real big difference to how that game turns out.
Достала нафиг.
SK
И да,
Gaming will
пусть
have
жалуется,
following
мне
two picks,
похер.
though, and although I really like
Заколебала,
Gene's map,
дура.
I'm not too convinced of its first pick potential. I do like the brawler, but I feel like there could have been better answers to kind of SK's game plan. It seems to be always so aggressive. Not close to DPS to start things out.
Still plenty of
This is
throwers available. Yes, Larry and Laurie getting picked up here. The most powerful thrower in the game. Getting through the ban phase. So both teams actually taking picks that are often taken out of the draft straight away. Just because we're getting rid of Angelo, Mo, and Kenji. RT, a very solid follow-up here for SK.
Yeah, really smart picks from SK Gaming for Larry and Laurie, as he said. Probably the best thrower in the game at the moment, so really strong pick from Linane. With that new introduction as well of being able to float that top portion of your body over the water, it should come into some effect on Canal Grande at least. I'm not sure if it makes the biggest difference considering you don't really veer too far away from your legs when you use that. You try to hit the
Only when the gas is coming in, right? That's the only time you want to make that play. And either way, RT is very strong in that phase of the game. So, Humble following the stream here. It's a safe first pick. They go for Barley, so they want to take a thrower that outranges Larry and Laurie and also has utility in the form of that healing tonic. There's a lot of healing already for Humble.
Yeah, a lot as well. So we'll see the hypercharge should be thrown down from Barley a few times during this as well, which makes him just that little bit better too. 2 hypercharges inside of Humble now and 0 still.
У меня 6-2.
So that can make a big difference in those closing seconds with the speed boost as well.
Yeah, Barley with that hypercharge kind of fulfills the same role as
1780.
Rock on this map take. Being able to blow up those bushes with your hypercharge is very powerful. It's just what Rocket Rain is used for. When Brock is selected, it's all open by the way, but Surge here coming out from Humble.
I quite like that pick. You know, they're accounting for a possibility of something more aggressive, which when you've got a Gene and a Barley, you kind of have to do. Not the highest DPS brawls and will be taken care of by an assassin, and we know whose forte that is on the opposing side. SK Game is still having their last pick and kind of having to rethink, as I'm sure the tank would have been what they kind of go for.
Surge is so powerful when you are all leading towards the end of a round, right? You have lots of levels, level 3 or 4, and you make use of that power shield gadget to get ammo refunded instantly. You can just vomit 5 shots out. And it will be a Piper here to round out the
Не понял, нафиг Хамбу взяли Барли, да, Барли.
They want to stay out of Humble's reach as much as they can. But again,
Если может было Джеки взять.
here for these sharpshooters, especially if you can make use of those walls adequately. The boss may not want to break up too much on the map if you can help it.
Seems to me like if Humble can get control early on, SK are going to have a nightmare in set 2 as well as set 1. But it all depends on that. Boss using a gadget to get out of spawn with some extra speed and move into this push early on. But he finds a Larry and Laurie face.
Хотя Барли хилить будет.
To be able to get
Чтобы
control
Тика
of
бы
this
взял.
left-hand side.
Не, Тик-то, что-то залетать.
Хотя бы гром.
Joker on the Piper quietly, hugely impactful over the last couple of days. Doesn't need to be a high flyer here, just needs to hit the shots. And he gets to play a nice little off angle now that will force Humble to group and come forward. Boss flashing that gadget already. He takes a hit, and that's the homemade recipe. Hits the spot.
Boss really needs a super here. He gets stuck at level 1. He's going to have some big issues. Joker using the super to break up some of the bush on the right-hand side. Falls with it as well. Still, those unbreakable ones do remain. Semantic getting hit in the face quite heavily. And both of those on the left-hand side have to back up, forcing this one vehicle throw match on the right-hand side. And so far, that's going in Luke's favour and SK opinion spawn. There is only 1 star between them.
Laurie available here as well for Yoshi. Something that's very good at pressuring. Throw is down. Will force Luki to spend some ammo, but Yoshi's holding onto it for now. Maybe to just sort of relieve some pressure when it gets too much. Here's Joker with the hypercharge, trying to take these shots. Laurie is out, and Luki is headed for the kills. Does not want to try and contend with this spawnable. Some free damage and a lot of map.
Вот Джину притянуть кого-нибудь.
But eventually Humble move back into an aggressive.
Там Пайпер, например, они тогда вперед вырвутся.
It's Semantic hitting this ball, and that's exactly what they need at the moment. Only 30 seconds on the clock and no real moves being made. Starting to inch forwards now, and SK Gaming have nowhere to run. The back's against the wall. Semantic is getting there. Wants it. 2 of them wide up there.
Ой, RT забрали.
And taken out by Humble. Backing up behind these walls.
Death taxes in a semantic pool, baby, all guaranteed. And that gives Humble the lead. Now SK
RT
Gaming
забрали.
find a way to derive an advantage by being down 1 star. Joker takes a big hit. Here's the last call to create that map control in Lenar. He's going to go for Luki. 1 more shot would do it. His gadget won't be enough to get the kill. But SK Gaming, it's Joker that gives them the lead. What a comeback. What was Semantic doing?
Сдохли.
Completely out of position on the left-hand side. I was looking at Luki making mistakes. And more of the same over the left-hand side. He got the pull and got them the lead. But also made them lose.
No one is better inside 3 seconds of a bounty round than SK Gaming. What they did yesterday at the Design Division just blew my mind. They are so composed when it really matters. And a good start already, laying Semantic low, forcing a healing gadget from Luki.
Ну тут пику сильнее у ВСК.
Ты представь, нахрена он на 3 секунд пошел в него.
Means SK are eventually going to have to push into this Humble roster. With all this control, it's not going to be the easiest task.
The difficulty for Yoshi, he is outranged mostly by Luke, and he's actually trying to opt out of a direct matchup against this Barley. It's quite frustrating to try and get that damage in. Pressure
1800.
another healing tonic drawn out of the Barley.
Gosh, trying to move on the right right-hand side, the exact same matchups as last game. For the most part, they went in Humble's favour, but SK Gaming know when to get those kills and know how to do it as well. Boss still remains at level 1, as I think he did in the last game until the closing seconds as well. Homemade recipe already selected for Joker, and he's not going to find anybody with it.
Bernard could tap here on Semantic. Joker getting a little close for comfort here. Able to pop the super and get away. Map opened up a little bit more now. Makes it harder for Humble to move up behind
Не
cover.
будешь?
50 seconds left here and Humble have that
Sure.
blue star. That's the difference here.
SK still got a lot of ground to gain if they want to get this game back. Lene moving forward. Homemade recipe. Semantic, but he gets it, runs straight into him.
Ой, хорошо, их ты забрали.
Well, risky game, but it pays off once more for Humble.
Joker could have had a kill there. Onto Boss, I think. Homemade recipe just didn't quite connect. Semantic's going to hide. Humble have no reason to get too aggressive. But note that they're maintaining this map control in the mid. Again, Joker tries to come forward, get a lucky shot. Has to back off. Very, very low to Luki's damage now as Lenar's trying to relieve the pressure for Yoshi across the map. Joker's down. Luki got him in max range. And a 5-star lead might be too
5-0,
much for
прикинь.
SK to make up. But in they come anyway. Semantic a little low. Yoshi needs time to heal, but he also needs to hit some of these shots. He's got no choice but to
Нет,
go
всё.
for it. And SK Gaming
Хамбу
just
взяли.
one short.
Что ты быстрее?
Got one, but not quite enough for SK Gaming. Couldn't pull off the miraculous comeback twice in a row. And Humble stayed calm, stayed composed, and got another win on the board. Now just one stands between them and 2 sets. But if SK get it, we're back to 1-1.
The Bali is doing so much here for Humble Trav. That is difficult to deal with. Luki, rather. Young Rookie of the Year 2023. And Boss says, I'll just exclusive.
Вот я не понимаю, нафиг Вольт выходит к Пайпер, если она его сейчас шотнет просто.
No gadget instead, go from the RT.
Что, убила?
Нет.
She kept low, not healed up just yet. Boss looking to pinch up this level 2. Boss has a few gadgets along the game to get that extra boost of speed to get him in, get him out of places. Last call already coming in, and what a time to get it as well. All of them pinned back into spawn. And it seems SK are trying something different this time, moving Yoshi over to this left-hand side.
Мне кажется, Крейзи Ракун заберет финал.
Eventually rotating over. And that's not going to still.
Вот сейчас следующий матч будет очень интересный. Там прям ровно-ровно будет.
Luki finally takes a hit. This lets Yoshi move up a little further, but he remains outranged by the enemy Bali and Semantic. Lends some magic buff healing over to the bartender. Lenard just doesn't have a shot on Boss right now. He's transitioning over towards the left. Lenard able to pick him off. There it
Все,
is.
Вольта убили.
SK in the lead by 1. Semantic comes forward now. What a whiff of the magic hand. Semantic's got to run. He's low. I mean, Yoshi was blissfully unaware to the super as well, and Semantic still manages to miss it. Boss gonna need a level 2 if they want to get back into this game and take this set. Only 1 star up, and it is. The
Барли
star
тоже
up
лезет,
as
ты
well.
понимаешь,
Yoshi
чем.
gaining some decent ground on the right-hand side. Luki trying to move up, gets behind the unbreakable wall and positions himself for a late-game push. Bernard here super up. He's not going to use it until the end of the round. Semantic slow. He gets away. It's a stay of executioner down the right-hand side. Last call to force Yoshi back. 16 seconds.
Бум, Хамбу просто одного шотнуть и все.
Position, but it's going to be Boss coming forward. Hypercharge pop for Joker if he needs to escape. Lenard, 5 HP Lenard. Joker able to get out there with the pop. Semantic takes a hit, but he's going to come
Ну
forward.
тут СК.
Stars is the difference, and they get
6-1.
the gene. That'll get the job done.
6-1 повезло СК, 1-1 по счету. Ведут.
Seemed like a chance for Humble, but cut short once more by SK. 1-1 as they managed to take Canal Grande.
Следующий пробу, потом
SK
ходим.
do so well, Trav. They literally spend 95%
такое
of the round
получается,
losing sometimes before coming back and taking it. They're dealing with
Нокаут.
the range supremacy that Luki has had and has been exercising on him. Semantic, what is he doing? So far forward there. It's a free game if he backs off. I don't know if he thought maybe the pinch was going to be on Luki, but didn't really seem anywhere near at risk on the right-hand side for me at least. Stepping out of line, I mean, it comes with the territory. They're on stage, the nerves are high. What pull that was, just the wrong player to pull us. Joker has that pocket to get out, and Lene would have flipped the game if he managed to get him. Very unfortunate, but
Можешь ее отпустить, потом говорит, что она тебя
Gene is
царапает,
about 2200 damage.
за щеку кусает.
Knock Joker out there The lamp blowout
Отпусти.
used to try and stun Joker and delay the pop, but still gets that super off and he gets out to safety. Joker with 284 DPS. The collapse, I think, on the boss was the difference maker there. Joker able to take some shots. Lenar as well. They're working on opposite angles against the surge. They get a little 2v1 on the left-hand side of the map and they turn that into a star lead. And at that point, I'm willing to take risks to try and equalize.
I mean, Opal so far have seemed like the team who weren't really letting nerves affect them, but it seemed like it started to creep
В середине внимания. В центре внимания.
stage in Brawl, they've got to change things, change their ways if they're going to want to be able to move up against SK once more.
Ну тут подходит Вольт, Роза, Кленси.
Что может
И Вольт. Но Кленси и Вольта запретили.
До сих пор старые роботы сидят.
Ну да.
Heading into Brawl Ball, we have a Gale banned by SK Gaming.
Потому что чемпионат 2020 года начался. А роботы переделали в 2023 году.
Да, нахера, правда, да. Они не похожи на роботов.
Very bold.
О,
I mean, it works.
5000.
It can work occasionally. I don't love it as a first pick,
1940.
but it's their playstyle. If they can add some tanks to it, they banned out the Gale, they banned out the Mantis, which is a wild ban, I will say, in itself.
Сколько я получила за просмотр мирового финала?
За 4 вопроса.
Ну хотя, блин, логично. Кто-то вообще 1000 ответил. Да, 10 000. Видимо, новичок.
With that super of his own, that little knock-up is enough to cancel it out. We saw happen to Shtampo, I think, as he tried to play the average on it on day number 1.
Дайте еще один опрос, покажи.
Get the tank now.
Но я все равно финал досмотрю, ребят, не переживайте, финал будет.
Surge has been banned by Humble. They're trying to deal
Ой,
with
чё,
potential
что?
Еще? Как называется Супер Кэнди? Нарезочку. А, нет.
Да блин!
Сашими из тунца. Или что?
Свалил нафиг смотреть. Свалил отсюда, дебил. Даун ходил. Ребята, где я отписываюсь?
А меня не крикнул.
Никто не смотрит, но никто не
Из-за
Из-за этого дауна плюс 10 получил. Плюс 950. А как бы сейчас мог бы я...
Че токсичишь? Че как токсик?
Нахер я больше тебя не буду слушать. Говорит, нарезочка. Я проголосовал. А, нет, не.
Голосуйте сами.
Как они сами говорят. Почему Кэнди взяли?
Might have wished they'd left that in the rotation. I think this has been a pivot from SK Gaming away from a tank composition. Seeing Amber and Frank picked up back to back, they're looking for a different approach.
I mean, just wild drafts, really. And a Sandy comes in as well. Okay. Listen, I love a Sandy. I absolutely.
Здорово.
Seems like it's going to be a bit susceptible to that Kenji. The assassin hasn't got much DPS.
Здорово.
So I don't hate the pick. Obviously, the amount of vision you're going to be able to get with the super, with the root sands.
Давайте лайки поставим,
Да,
подпишемся.
последний вопрос и все.
Absolutely.
Когда у меня это программа будет
Both
2000.
bush destruction and of course that Sandy super. 2 stuns as well between the Frank and the Sandy. A lot to work with, but SK Gaming off the back of a victorious set. Now step out with his collective.
Сэнди, Фрэнк, Амбер, вообще топовый пик.
So far, so good. As Semantic just beelining towards the goal. Might be able to get a gadget off here, and Yoshi actually patches it straight over to that right-hand side once more. Luki gonna go down as Joker comes in, but Yoshi's so low. So many heals.
Ой, блин, Фрэнк руина.
Boss looking for some shots of his own. Got a super ready, but Yoshi will send him all the way back to spawn.
Almost daring, I think, the Sandy to use yet another Sweet Dreams gadget, but I think they know they have to hold on to those for the Kenji. I think we might have seen 2 Amber gadgets used here. I'm not sure.
Ультуй, Фрэнк, ты чё?
Take Lenar down. Frank is definitely using for
Вот
Kenji.
тупой гиперпонос просрал.
Perfectly designed to deal with these big bodies and Semantic will fall.
Нафиг юз гипер, если есть ульта.
Он даун просто.
О, лайк поставил от души, спасибо. Тапаем. Блин, там Кандирик, аккуратно. Ой, хорош, Фрэнк, ломай стену. Ну, тупое. Сюда Хамбл забивает. 1-0.
Kenji dodging a lot of these Frank hits. And the Hyper
20 перегрузим. Ну, Хамбл забрали, кстати, все. Хамбл забрали. 2-1.
Да, забили?
Да-да, забили Хамбл,
всё,
забили.
Нифига себе, как Фрэнк красиво ультанул.
Да, Фрэнк ультанул, хорошо. Тапаем, 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 тапаем. Ссылка для доната в чате, чтобы не задонатить, можете кинуть донатик.
А, Саша, не стал один раунд был. А, нет.
О, попер на Сэнди. Сэнди забивает сюда просто вообще изи. Повторить еще раз так, кстати. Все, хорош, Фрэнк. Нет. Фрэнк ульту накопить и... Все, ой, хорошо, двоих убил. Еще гипер юзанул. Все, Хамбл забрали, 2-1 в серии. 2-1. Хамбл забрали. 2-1 в серии. Все, последний решающая катка для Хамбл. Но хотелось бы 2-2 увидеть. Посмотреть, кто как отыграет.
Голосование будет, да?
Наверное. Буйный Фрэнк хорошо отыграл. Претензий нет. Симантек 10 киллов. DPS 481, но он MVP. Скорее всего, он MVP. Ну сейчас горячая зона. Мне кажется, сейчас матчи полуфинальные пройдут, там выйдут разрабы, нам что-нибудь скажут. Прикиньте, сейчас скин дадут какой-нибудь после чемпионата, там, не знаю. О, кстати, сюда тик залетает хорошо. 0 киллов в ограблении.
И 11 теперь он меня стал.
Я знаю. Zeta Division.
2000, да. Ну, все равно
Блин, вспомнили про 21 год. Вспомнили про 21 год, молодцы, все помню.
Все, да, сука, все награды.
Alright, we are trying it again. SK determined to make this Kenji pick work. Suffice to say, Lenar wasn't quite set up for success in that previous map. Humble here have seen this one before. They know SK are consummate Kenji preferers. What's the answer going to be? Note that Clancy and Mo unavailable. Also, Gus has been removed, so that's one of the tools that's often used to empower Kenji. That has been put by the wayside. I think we've kind of got to expect Surge. It's going to be Amber through once more. It worked for them in the previous set.
Хотя, ну тут Кэнди будет контрить, наверное, Амбер, скорее всего. Второй. Нет, КР1М. Куанному.
Very good against Kenji if he tries to move up on you. It's not bugged anymore, but it still does a healthy amount of damage. About 1800 per flame. Meg here. Will be the second pickup here for Humble.
I mean, it's got a lot of DPS and a lot of health to play through this mid. I'd imagine they're kind of going to be using the star power, you know, going to be exploding, pushing Kenji back when coming aggressive and getting her out of that neck fall. But SK Gaming still have another 2 picks. I wouldn't have really predicted either of these two brawlers to come
Сколько
together.
минут прошло? 45. Это рекордный показатель, как я забрал все.
Ну, 39 минут.
And every time I question, they seem to prove me wrong.
It's a pretty impressive comp for Humble. I mean, we know the mech can just keep up on a point here. Lola coming down for SK Gaming. Just incredible, you know, damage, and she basically operates within her optimal range on Ring of Fire.
А я нет.
Can also play a off angle, pressure the right hand side behind some of those barrels, or
50.
play back and control
Не
mid,
презирай,
push
что
up the left.
стопудово сразу.
Seen plenty of surge on this map as well in the past.
А сколько там того стоп-дропов? 30 или 20?
Ща, подожди.
Especially from Humble, we got a question of SK Gaming and now kind of just going to
Раз, два, три, четыре.
Something like a Gale still extremely viable from the full side as
Раз,
well.
два,
To
три,
understand
четыре,
the
пять,
surge
шесть,
taking out
семь,
those
восемь, девять,
hands.
десять.
And still, it's a
Ну
capable
да,
brawler
где-то.
as both Meg and
Потому что считай, два пина,
О, мне значок уже писали.
два пина, три значка, один ранговый стардроп, один легендарный стардроп и один 16.
Ема!
Чё?
Имба, смотри.
Чё?
Хочешь охереть? Ты что, точно охереешь?
One of the newest brawlers in the game. Barry is able to throw down these ice cream balls
Нифига
that
себе.
heal over
Натуре
time.
имба.
Pretty short range as far as throwers are
Ни
concerned.
хрена
Also
себе.
has the ability to get a burst of mobility while dropping all of those ice cream kills. So we'll be
Охренеть, он
healing here to pair with boss.
О, ну тут Хамбл заберет, кажется, у них мэк.
Смотри, что я сейчас увел.
that ice cream and getting the heals back. It's going to charge more and more and more every
А,
time.
типа ошибку выдает.
Да, да,
Very,
да.
a very viable heal to have here.
Офигеть, мне кажется,
And
это
the
самый
Amber should
топовый
be pretty
фильм.
mid-centric gameplay on the side of Humble. Whereas SK might kind of
Офигеть,
Хамбл,
по сути,
Хамбл,
по сути, это вся
Хамбл,
пин редко будет.
Хамбл, Хамбл,
Мне кажется, их потом могут продавать, но только из
О, ну Хамбл 10-0 уже ведет. Ты же дошел.
Макс, вот это первый самый пин у нас с тобой уже вот этот кубок с лайком, да? Ну, я, ну, вроде...
21-м, да?
Да, да,
Да.
да, такой кубок с лайком, это наш самый первый стол пин был.
get them back is absolutely unreal for this Humble roster.
Какой?
Again by that swing.
Блин, тут Хамбл уже 50-0 ведет.
Не, ну пин реально имба. Я даже не ожидал. Короче, тут все походу анимированные.
60-0, прикинь, 60-0 Хамбл ведет. СК Гейминг, все.
Lane coming through the mid once more, eventually gets his super and gets some good damage in, but how much can he take himself? Not enough this time. Yoshi going to be looking for the shots back. Semantic still survives and might be able to 1v1 Joker. Out to
Всё.
Meg. 4% is all that's required. And then gets just
90, 109,
Макс, сколько там еще раз так дропов?
16.
Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь, восемь, девять,
What
10,
a ridiculous composition.
Ой,
This
У тебя
Barry
12
is
всего
Ой,
стартов.
fantastic in this shell.
13,
Combined with the Amber,
14,
who also wants to play around her own field effects.
Ну тут Хамбл заберет, Хамбл заберет.
раз там уже стоп дропов, да?
Sources.
Да.
SK Gaming, it's now or never. You need to figure this out.
15 дропов.
a little bit of latent swap them for Lane as he goes right instead of left this time.
Humble
So much
возьмет
damage
своё.
coming from Szymanski, and the heals are there once more. Surely Lane falls, but gets a lot of damage along the way too. And
Ну
already,
хотя, блин, по
SK
сути,
have
можно
got
и сегодня
more.
сделать,
SK have got more
если
percentage than the last, but still not looking
Это получается, если сейчас Хамбл выиграл, значит они в финал выходят, прикинь?
Humble swimming in an ice cream dream. Nothing SK can do is able to shift them right now. Luki spins back, super throwing out. Lenar sees an opportunity. He gets the berry. That's the healing goal, but those pulls are persisting. Yoshi moves up here. Again, Lenar has to do so much heavy
Блин, там
lifting here.
Кэнди кошмарит
He's
жестко.
gonna fall, but Joker did get a bit of extra percentage, and Luki needs to respect the Lola damage.
Вот мой контрит всех.
Used, and that should provide Szymanski with enough HP
Контрит
to sustain
центр
this, maybe
весь.
get some more percentage. Lane once more flanking around the right-hand side, but found Joker, Yoshi both solo and still
50,
gets to get a level 2. Super comes in from
53,
Luki, does fall down all the way.
54,
Lane goes in
55,
aggressive, but dealt
58, 59, 60.
and SK have a problem they can't solve.
I don't think this competition is in trap. I don't think they've been able to figure this out. And they're running out
Ну
of
все,
time.
поздравляю с победой Хамбу. Хамбу проходит в финал.
Lenar suffers the ego death as Humble push them back in again. Joker at 400 eventually has to fall. Here's the slash me for Lenar, but that is just not going to.
Хамбл в финале, ребята.
Yoshi steps up. But those who humble themselves.
Все, Хамбл в финале.
Cementing the boys are headed to their first grand final.
Хамбл в финале.
А нокаут что будет сразу?
Нет, 3-1.
А, ну все, ты сейчас еще я смотрел, чтобы не сделать Они походу так...
Ваш прогноз сбылся.
Они походу под микрофон вот так индуков.
Блин, ну Хамбл хорошо отыграл. Сейчас тотем Крейзи Ракун. Вот это вот. Не играл до конца.
Для открытия сейчас сделал.
А там
поезд.
Over the last 2 days, they've not shown up on day 3. And Humble, they recognise that. They beat them down time and time again. And especially over the last couple of sets, it's been all Humble. 1, 1, and 3. A lot of DPS from Linane, but too much heals from Luki.
What more is Joker supposed to do? 756 DPS. One of the most egregious scorelines I've ever
Симантек.
seen. The Luki with the silver bullet, the ace in the sleeve, and ace beats Joker, by the way. Nothing they can do against this very healing.
That actually might be the most DPS I've
Да,
ever
что
seen.
награда в игре гиперзаряд.
У меня уже там внутри гиперзаряд уже.
But the very heals just prove too much.
Ну мы его потом заберем.
And Humble, staying as consistent as ever and making it to the grand finals once more. They've done it time and time and time again through 2024, but fallen at the last hurdle more times than not.
Honestly, it's
Был
very
Хамбл в
rare to see a
финале.
team that has such a great performance over the season and
Чисто,
maintain
смотри.
it. But Humble have done it. They have
Один
that
килл.
high gear and they have
Чисто
not
Амбер.
1-1-3.
off the
Амбер,
gas. Talking MVP,
Амбер
and
9.
it will be your boy Semantic.
Симан... А, это
I mean, after
германцы.
that frank performance, I don't
Кем
think anybody
германцы?
can really disagree with what this is. It was disgraceful
Симантек.
from both him and his teammates as well. Such an incredible roster. The mechanics these guys have brought to the table over the last few days have really earned them their finals performance. And let's not forget, the drafts have been wild, but they've worked.
Yeah, always these last pocket picks coming out from Humble have made the difference. Let's look at the bracket here and talk about what is to come. We say goodbye, a fond farewell once more to SK Gaming. Still a household name in Brawl Esports, still royalty as far as we're concerned. But their chair has been removed from the table. Humble will await the winner of Crazy Raccoon and Reply Totem. Will it be an EMEA Grand Final, or will APAC's #1 team again step up to the challenge? And Tensai will be looking for his 3rd World Championship, a feat never been seen in Brawl Stars before. We're going to go to a break, folks. When we come back, it keeps heating up. Our second semi-final, Reply Totem going up against Crazy Raccoon. Coming up.
Я просперю так.
Я тоже.
2024 Brawl Stars World Finals are brought to you by ESL, Monster Energy, and DHL.
В каком году появился Бравл? Я знаю. Сейчас сайт перегрузим, подождите.
It's funny. They call us heroes. They say everything is back to normal. But they don't know how much we sacrifice to keep it that way. some things never change. Well, maybe they do.
Сейчас Crazy Raccoon Totem.
From Helsinki, Finland, where our first grand final spot has just been secured.
Ну, поскольку я дошел, я чисто здесь за красивую игру, но все равно душой за Crazy Raccoon. Чисто Crazy Raccoon это вторая зета.
Step out onto the main stage with an outstanding first 2 days of competition here. It is Maru, Maori, and Chaos. They are Reply Totem.
Трайв гейминг, ну мне пофиг. Я просто рандом уже фигачу. Рэпный тотем.
Next up, a team that has proven time and time again that they belong at the peak of the mountain. It is, of course, Tensai, Shitampo, and Moya. They are Crazy Raccoon.
Вот они, вот они.
Once again in the top 4 stage. We have seen this matchup every single World Finals since 2021, the very first time.
Я знаю, что два специально 3 года.
This is now a 4-year tradition. Every year at the World Finals, Totem get tested against APAC's #1 squad. This year's lineup: Maru, Maori, Chaos. The new blood being brought into this roster after the departure of Joker. This one's going to be interesting. Will this change be the difference maker in 2024?
Chaos.
Тут все за Crazy Raccoon чисто.
17th, 19th. It's tough to keep up with at this point because this guy has qualified for every single World Final in Brawl Stars esports history.
Там, по-моему, СК 4 место занял.
He's in rare air, but unfortunate for him, the entire enemy side.
Еще даже тотем проиграть, они 3 спокойно занимают.
Mechanical gods, if you will. These guys have several brawlers that are on the Mount Rushmore. Crazy Raccoon, #1 in APAC, and these fellas, Tensai, Satompo, Moya Goku, have been afloat in this APAC region for several years in a row now. Tensai going for his 3rd World Championship. That is an unbelievable stat line.
Satompo, such a skilled player.
Тенсай, что ли? Тенсай и Макс. Любимый бравлер Мелоди, любимая еда стейк, дом Джапан. Ну, Япония.
Satompo's, well, interesting thing about him, that Melody pick, he said it was his favorite. Honestly, that's been one of the standouts this entire tournament. Fun fact, if we get all the way to a map 5 bridge too far, he could be dominating with that brawler once again. The mechanics are just unbelievable out of this guy. One thing to note from yesterday, too, something that I took with me when...
После того, как у меня увидели...
Ёб твою мать.
Might lose yesterday. I'm curious how that affects the confidence going into Reply Totem in a rematch for the 4th year in a row.
If you are a Brawl Stars fan going back to 2021, the first time that we saw this guy take a World Finals title, you may remember that there was celebration, but only as they lifted the trophy. At no other point did we see the excitement come out, and much the same rolled over into 2022 when he took 2nd place. These guys now know that they are
55 минут.
on the globe without a doubt.
Last year they took an early exit. I call it early, it was a semifinals, but by their standards, an early exit here to another EMEA squad. They already handled them earlier in the group stage, and now they're continuing their arc back to a grand finals here. Hard to believe it's been a couple years since we've seen them there, which if anything should cement how insane their legacies are in this esport.
Well, Crazy Raccoon.
Ну тут Crazy Raccoon, конечно, выиграет, вы чё? Даже спорить не надо.
Now, that squad is no longer a consideration here. That is a type of gameplay. Those are the players that is required to eliminate Crazy Raccoon from this competition. Totem has a home field advantage, though. They have the whole crowd rooting for them by the sounds of things. So many supporters out there, but you guys at home, in droves, are voting for Crazy Raccoon. 68% think that they are going to take it all, and on the caster's desk, we all think that Crazy Raccoon are going to take it too.
Shout out to all the fans packing the stands here at Superfest. It's been unbelievable, and they've certainly sided with some of our EMEA rosters. Crazy Raccoon doing what Crazy Raccoon does best, locking in the max here early.
Подождите, я сейчас приду. Не расходимся.
When asked about it, Tensai and Satampo said mechanics and individual power. These guys do not let the meta dictate their strategy. Mechanics are what they rely on, and they are here to beat every single team on this turf their own way.
We'll see how Reply Totem respond to this. They're going to have to go for some anti-max sort of stuff. Gale is going to be able to slow things down, also push back some tanky brawlers, anything that wants to get up in their faces, and Frank, the big man, now ready to throw down the hammer on the field. The Crazy Raccoon do have some tools in their toolkit for taking this kind of stuff down. I'm thinking Colette is a possibility for Crazy Raccoon. They're going to have to scout out some of these bushes as well. Now Max is going to be the mid-brawler out here. The high expectation is that we
Взял бы Тинсай Макс, это бы 100% победа была.
and see Tatampo start to pick up these lanes. Now into the Frank though, you have quite a few options. Something like a Nita would be definitely a favorite for the Crazy Raccoon roster. Sandy also a consideration.
Gale, I think, has been less than impressive here at the World Finals, but it is going to be a solid counter into the max speed. Pairing that with Frank, if that's something they wanted to go with, kind of two birds with one stone. Once again, though, we're going to see Colette be an answer into Frank. That's just what she does best. A little extra range, and even though it's a little more close quarters of a map, you're relying on some grass. This isn't going to be an open field with a low wall break from Frank. This should get easier and easier as the match progresses.
Something real to make use of these pushes from Crazy Raccoon would be paramount over here. We'll see El Primo as a response to Frank. We saw from Crazy Raccoon in the months leading up here to the World Finals that they don't really like to play the meta. They like to play the brawlers that they are good at, and they let their mechanics do the talking. But yesterday, and in day one, we observed that these guys actually aren't shy away from picking up some of
В
these
принципе,
brawlers
самый
that
сильный
they
пик
do
это
meta right now.
у
Here comes the
Реплитотем, но Crazy Raccoon они
I
техничнее.
actually like this one quite a lot. I think it should be pretty good to this El Primo. Should be able to isolate El Primo also from that Frank, since it's really one of the main things that should be able to shut him down in close range.
I think Cordelius is a great one at a professional level. It's going to be a fantastic option into the El Primo. And obviously having that super can remove any piece of the puzzle from this map. Rivalry is restored. Legacy's on the line. And only
Начинаем.
one team here has a chance at the... The holy grail of our beloved esports. It's the 4th annual tradition. Crazy Raccoon.
Сейчас перезапущу сайт, подождите.
Beautifully played, but now the speed gets the point.
Тотем
Inside in the mid.
забили.
Totem backed up immediately. Mari lurking, has a super. Moya diving in though, fearless as he dives in on the enemy team. Low HP, a super.
Ой-ой-ой, хорошо.
Satampo puts up a bucket.
Reply Totem looking for an explosive start here.
Все-таки Brawl Stars хорошая игра. Офигенная.
Break down all of these bushes if he wants, but here comes the speed, and Moya is equipped with the super, ready to receive a pass.
А, Тинсай Макс взял.
Tatampo also weakening up some of these enemies on the right side. We see Moya also emerge from the Shadow Realm in just a second here. Chaos in perfect position to get the silence as well. Moya on the left side, completely vulnerable to Maori. It's just inside to defend. He's sent to the realm. Maori looking to walk it in, but has to pass to Maru. Needs some value here. See Tatampo manages to pick up this ball. Excellent hypercharge. Not taken down by Maori just yet. Now, getting a responsive push to the enemy side.
Moya with a dive in, a double tap and gets one. Chaos forced to the other end. Hypercharge available for him as Tensai peppers from middle of the map. This is one of Shatampo's best brawlers of all time, an iconic one for him. He's handling Frank quite well, but Totem definitely in the mix here.
Maru looking for Moya, the ideal target to push away. Hypercharge in from Chaos. Mid-super, see Tatampo has stopped in his tracks. Immunity to the stun. Maori's looking for the kill. Maru going for the goal. Moya tries to defend. Intercepts it. Maori now trying to put this one in. Tatampo couldn't get the stun.
Реплитотем.
Crazy Raccoon fall in this first game. Going to Totem.
Если даже Тотем выйдет в финал,
Big confidence boost.
Я чисто
Reply
за
Totem,
тотем буду.
definitely the underdogs here. Not only has the core of Reply Totem lost this matchup several years in a row, this one's fresh for iChaos. He lost this team 3-0 last year in the group stage. He was embarrassed by them. Coming into this, his biggest rival, he said, was Chatompo. He wants it bad. This is bad blood all around as they fight off for game number 2.
Chatompo already in the back right, can't receive that pass. Tenside's gonna have to get a creative way to put it on the enemy side. Maru, the lone defender, can't do it. Tenside couldn't get the phase shifter forward either to secure the goal. Reply Totem put out another bid to get this mid control back. Maori has the ability to stun over here. iChaos with the pickup on the right. Now Chatompo is in the realm. No counters on the field for Maori. But Chatompo is soon to emerge from the realm. On the backside, does anyone know where he is? They have to give an educated guess that he's in this bush. His position is now revealed, but Maori's going to go for the super. Baits out Moya. iChaos with the silence, but Moya cycles out another super. Still mutually assured destruction. And in the realm, once again, iChaos gets the kill.
iChaos has been a problem this entire game. He's sneaky, and any moment he can take a brawler, send him to the Shadow Realm for an excellent one-on-one. Maori once again gonna get sneaky here though. Right-hand side reveals himself as Maru switches to the other end, has a super available. The stun goes through. Moya forced to defend, gets the hypercharge with the contact, dives in. The gadget good throw. Maori rushing to the ball on the left-hand end, pass to his teammate here. 2v1, and they punched it through. Totem on the board.
1 minute left.
Ну, то там забивать.
To tie up the score. They got 2 hypercharges to make the magic happen. Now Chatompo is equipped with a super of his own. Tenside now with a hypercharge max super. It's drive time. Moya has a super in, breaking up.
Ой, хорошо. Главное им Фрэнка забрать и все.
Could have been a kill for Chatompo if it had not been choreographed like that. Reply Totem still getting this defense on. Chatompo falls, but an exchange as Maori also gets taken down. Tenside's ready with yet another speed for this next pitch. Moya is preparing for Frank to push in once more.
This is a big commitment here. 30 seconds to go. Hypercharge from Maru. There's one. Chatompo all alone. Some Moya gets wiped from the map as well and sends them to the underworld. Chaos in the 1v1 gets a wipe. 20 seconds to go and CR nowhere in sight.
Defense is the highest priority for Reply Totem right now. Moya trying to get some offense going, denied. Oh, it's not looking good. Crazy Raccoon looking for anything they possibly can. This ball's cornered in the back right. Tenside's gonna have to make a run for it, but he's got to get through a full health Frank with a super and a hypercharge to make it happen. It's not. And Reply Totem secures set 1.
1-0.
Chaos there. The fellas look all settled in. The red roster starting off hot here, getting the audience going. And Reply Totem's fan base is loud and proud here in Helsinki.
This is the environment where Reply Totem thrive. A countless number of LAN appearances, an incredible performance at each and every one. They've taken down Crazy Raccoon in the past. If you look back to 2023 in Snapdragon Mobile Masters, they did manage to secure a 3-1 victory, and they went on to win the whole thing. How fitting would it be for Reply Totem to take this all the way and secure a grand finals victory? A trend continuing after last year. The only team that can take down Crazy Raccoon at the 2023 World Finals, the ones who won it all.
The one that caught my eye, and it reflects in the stats as well. A 12-piece out of iChaos. This selection is not a normal one, I'd say. When you look at the enemy brawlers, especially when you get them on Cordelius' turf, Max doesn't have a chance. Colette is normally going to be better into those high HP brawlers. That's why they brought it in. It was for the Frank on the other side. But if Chaos is doing his job, especially as well as he was, there was no shot Totem were going to drop that set.
Frank is a brawler that demands a counter in order for you to actually be successful in it. You can't compete toe-to-toe with the guy. You have to have something strong into it. And Cordelius has this ability of completely removing a brawler from the field. Once that counter is gone, Frank gets to go on an absolute tear. But Chaos is still getting good moments outside from simply negating the effects of the Frank counter. He's still picking up kills. 12 kills in that last set.
This is a really, really solid one for him, and I think he has to be instrumental in this. You know how much it means to him. He's had a fantastic career, a great showing at LANs. We tweeted off earlier, I mean, nearly 20 LANs, and maybe he's got that by now. It's hard to keep track because the guy's just so darn good. He's been in World Finals for years. He's never made the big leap, and on the other side has been a team that's ended him before. We turn our heads now to the last stop. Jim Grab as a game.
Да.
This one's an interesting one compared to some other ones out there, though.
Тотем Crazy Raccoon, тотем 1-0 ведет.
Right times we get our sharpshooters in the mix, and this weekend, a lot of Tara.
This is a map where I think we can expect to see Crazy Raccoon.
Нет, там вот там пик
This
посильнее был.
is the meta. This is the game that they play. They play for control, they play for synergy. You have a
Капец,
mid-brawler that has
они реально,
wide
здесь
open mid,
вольт 20-го года загружен, как с 20-го года загружен, все.
know that Gus, Byron, they are wide open.
Такая же улыбка у него старая с рамкой такой границы черной.
At their disposal to go for something a little crazy. The final say in this draft, if you will.
Clancy's been a big one this weekend as well. Top 2 in plays, which makes sense why they ban him. There's the Tara.
Напишите в чат, кто смотрит,
Somebody that I
пожалуйста.
feel like has gotten a lot of flash in the meta as of recently. It got the hypercharge a little bit ago, but it seems like players just always bring this out in the World Finals stage. I don't know if it's just an equal level playing field, whatever it is, but the big playmaking ability of Tara is something that stands out to me when you have that.
Кто смотрит?
Can make a massive pull to turn the tides and swing an entire game your way. It makes a huge difference.
2 человека. Кто смотрит? Напишите в чат.
Able to get these shades down. That should be pretty good into Surge if Tara needs to play that right lane, but I think she will most likely be good on this
Напишите в чат, кто смотрит.
on this little enclave where the gym where the
Лайки
gym
поставьте,
carrier would
пожалуйста.
want to reside. It's the safest area for any gym carrier to stay in. To reply to him now, we need to start thinking about which mid brawler they're going to go for. A little unorthodox from Crazy Raccoon to not go ahead and pick up a gym carrier of their own. They're going to be saving that for the last pick. Kenny,
Токсик Лотус. Вот кто смотрит, можете голосовать. Токсик Лотус. Фут одержали победу над Токсиком. Я это помню, это летом LCQ был.
Penny's regular shot is a direct answer into Tara's spawners and also Lola's ego. And I think you get a little 2-for-1 here. You get control of the map like you alluded to, an old lobber, the super that she has, and this is going to be their mid selection right here. It is Gus distributing the bubble, looking to give his allies a little extra heals. It makes a big difference, especially with an aggressive brawler like Surge. Imagine a tier 3, a tier 4 totem brawler now sprinting down the enemy end with a super and also a Gus shield. It's a really powerful tool. It's something that pros have really loved this weekend. In fact, he's the #1 picked brawler walking into the
Напишите
game.
в чат,
He is
кто
super
смотрит,
he is,
пожалуйста.
one of his sets.
That is a big concern. Byron, now the selection across the way for Crazy Raccoon. This is their style of play, the synergistic mids. And into this Gus, I honestly think that the Byron is more likely to succeed. Into Reply Totem as well with these aggressive brawlers, Penny trying to get in close range. We also see Surge trying to sneak up some of these lanes. Byron should be able to get a KO with that super. I'm seeing a lot of potential for one of these lanes to get super buffed by the Byron. For Gus, it's going to take him quite a lot longer to charge up. He's going to have to get that super first, then he's going to have to line up a pinpoint precision long-range shot onto his teammate in order to actually give him that bubble.
Boy, Maori taking the mid immediately as Maru sneaks onto his right-hand and side, trying to scout him out here. Tampo, left-hand side, looking for shots. There's the first shield being distributed. No amount tags for Maru. He needs more. He has to be able to get to this 2-2. Tier 3 stage, and Tensai feeds him a little bit, but shuts him down immediately. Now they have control of the entire right-hand lane.
Tensai has this super as well. Reply to it are acutely aware they do not want to touch this thing.
Вот Тара сейчас может затянуть Вольта и Гаса, и тогда все. Будет 5-0.
On the level 3 already. Now has another super at his disposal with 10 sides, receiving all the heals in the world. And Zite Tampo has diffed this left side. Maori.
Ну, самый интересный момент, лагает. 7-2, есть что идут. У меня здесь второй телефон со второй трансляции.
Roster here, but they need plenty more space to work with and a lot of health points alongside it.
If Maori collapses on this left side, that's a disaster. Tensai emerges from the bushes, still trades. Maori forced back by this attack shade. We'll see the lane switch to Maori closing around the right side. That's 2 taps for Moya, a kill, but Chaos now returns to take his place on the right side. You know, the 10 sides equipped with his hypercharge. He's going to go for the super, or at least to block things off so that Moya can get gym number 10 and run it back for Crazy Raccoon.
Tensai is fully committed, 6 HP, and he knows he's going down. Maru flanking left-hand in. It's left to Shitapo to defend. Moya, back line, holding on, fighting the clock, and plenty of totem brawlers, super distributed, trying to heal himself up here, and he's going to hold on in game number 1.
Хорошо, Crazy Raccoon.
Finest take the lead in this set.
Comfort brawlers out here for Crazy Raccoon. These are the brawlers that they seriously succeed on, and they've been permitted to play it this way. This is the Apex style. This is not what they had to face in set number 1. Reply Totem managed to get something pretty tanky. They also managed to isolate some of those lanes with the Cordelius. You just can't do that here. You see Maury go hyper-aggressive off the right side, but he's completely nullified by Tinside, using these shades to keep him on low level off the beginning of the game. A takedown on Maury does not look good for Reply Totem. We'll see Moya push in. Thankfully, these gems have been deposited on Reply Totem's side. They are quite secure. But note also on the left side, Sita Tampo is replicating his success in the last game. And Reply Totem, without any other options, are going to place Mauer over here on the left.
They win the retake in game number 1. Held positioning early, got a couple kills, and now line position. There's the pull, a nasty pull from Tensai as well. Mari all the way on the back heels, and Maru still on this tier 1. He had to pop a gadget just to get a little bit speed.
Well, he's going to get some help here. Old Lobber is out to play on the left side. Sita Tampo lanes up a
Ой,
laser.
хорошо
Maury
пошло.
falls. Oh, it's not looking good. Sita Tampo just needs one more gem.
Всё,
Start this
текайте.
countdown off for Crazy Raccoon. Moya's got all the heals in the world.
Ну, Crazy Raccoon возьму свое. 1-1 в серии будет.
Just 10 seconds left for a countdown interruption. Tara trying to keep things back on the top side. Not a single threat now. Approaching Crazy Raccoon's spawn. And they've done it. They've taken things back. Set number 2 secured.
Crazy Raccoon feeling themselves a little bit here too. In the past, not the most animated franchise. These players keeping calm, cool, and collected. But something's different with these guys this year. I think they've truly been challenged. They've had some insanely close calls every single match they played. In the opening group stage, State of Division, LG, pushed them all the way. Yesterday, surprise Dark Horse #1 seed, Elevate from North America, took them the distance. I think they know that this has not been an easy year. If they're going to win, it is going to be truly because they were the best in the globe.
Elevate really pushed them all the way to their limit as well. A double match point is what it had to come to. And that is when the Draco came out to play as well. These guys do not shy away from the brawlers that are incredibly meta right now. But provided the opportunity to stick to what they know, they are going to take it and they are going to dominate. This is a wildly biased stat line over here for Crazy Raccoon, picking up all the kills and the damage in the lobby. Tampa really stealing my attention there on the left side, where not a single person was allowed through, even causing an unoptimal lane swap for Reply Totem, where they put Surge over there. He's going to be outranked the entire time. His position is completely visible as well to Site Tampo. Not at all good for Reply Totem.
I felt like it was just multiple team wipes ahead. It never really felt like Totem were in this one, because last time we had a good go. Reply Totem felt convincing in Bravo, and then we turned the tide, and in set number 2, it went the complete other way. Granted, I feel like last time,
Crazy Raccoon, тотем 1-1,
a
прикинь.
Crazy Raccoon kind of map. You never know, but in scripts and such, I feel like that's probably something that resides a little more with their play style. Now we turn our
Блин, ты можешь посмотреть за стримом?
knockout is where we
Просто
head next.
смотри, чтобы он не слетел. Если интернет плохой будет, и вот здесь, короче, перезагрузить трансляцию и завершить трансляцию. Надо перезагрузить. Да, перезагрузить. Но если интернет слетел, вылезь.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even both eyebrows too, because it's just that surprising. Now, we did actually see some success on this brawler quite early on in the group stage. We saw Semantic dominate game number 1 in match with this brawler, especially at mid. I think it also secures them a Rico if they really, really want it. RT is a safe selection. But I'm looking at this mid Sprout play. There's potential for it here. We also see that Gene ban that keeps this one extra safe for Reply Totem. There's still ways to deal with it though. You can go a higher DPS thrower like Larry and Marty if you want to. And Crazy Raccoon do have the potential to go for that. They have this last pick if they want to safely get that.
I think it makes a lot more sense why we see
Ребят,
the
сейчас
bans
мы
that we've got.
играем
Totem
нокаут.
really wanted to sprout first overall, so maybe it wasn't ban, maybe they
Так,
wanted a thrower. But Brock for wall break,
нокаут
Gene
начать.
for the pull, Raid for the
Будем
teleport,
играть
let's pull
по
all of
счету
those
тотем
and handle Sprout or
и
name your
Crazy
favorite
Raccoon
thrower
1-1.
really well. So I think that was very
Я
calculated.
думаю,
And a
что
lot of the
Crazy
times
Raccoon
when you're seeing these
выиграет.
players practice, it's not the
И они
picks that
будут
matter the most,
финал
it's the
какой-нибудь
plans
с...
that you really have to keep an eye out for. That's
Так.
what these guys practice religiously. Two brawlers on the other end. Gus, RT,
Да пофиг, что... А, правильно, все. Так и знал, что правильно.
I will argue though that you can have
Очень
pieces
легко.
and not make a good puzzle. What I see here for Crazy Raccoon, it's
Ясно,
not
игра,
really
всё.
leading in any direction. And this is also sort of
Так,
they're
у
looking for flex picks
Крейзи
that go for
Ракун,
things that are going to keep the draft more
Гаус и
flexible, not lock them
FT,
into a
а
certain
у
play style early on. And Reply Totem now with his spell
Реплитотем
selection should
у
be
них
able
еще
to
Белль
shut down anything
Спраут.
tanky
Посмотрим,
by
кого
landing
они
a
еще
ward.
возьмут.
I also see potential for the bounce shot to get some value out here, even into an enemy sharpshooter, something like Piper, for instance. Rico, this is what the Sprout was for. Sprout is so good into Rico, and this is iChaos's comfort zone. We saw just what he was capable of on this
Так,
brawler just yesterday.
He's
они
comfortable with
Рика
it.
взяли,
It's been
кажется.
super successful. 73% win rate this weekend so far. Disgusting. At a professional level, that is an unbelievable
Ну,
amount.
сейчас
Especially
будет
considering he's
длиться,
only played 11
капец, как
times so far.
очень
And
равно
part of
сейчас
that win
будет.
rate, of course, is because
Барли
he's
учу.
times. But at some point, do you not just
А,
ban
кстати,
the guy?
нормально,
Do you not
нормально.
just throw him out? This is a good response to that,
Но
though. I like the Barley pick in particular.
мне кажется, что они
And
будут
Rico,
наравнять их,
traditionally,
потому
throwers
что
do really well. And the
КТМ
sharpshooters and
и
Ricos,
Крейзи
you can't get
Ракун
around those walls so easily.
могут
I think Crazy
наравнять
Raccoon's
кто
approach here is
сильнее
going to be,
команды.
hey, let's spam all of the Barley gadgets right off the beginning. We're going to secure mid, and that is how we're going to get
Это
control.
полуфинал,
It's going to
мне
have to work.
кажется,
It's going to be real
то,
tough.
что
And the Sprout
Крейзи
to
Ракун
outrange, not quite an
сделает
out
такое.
DPS. And
Потом
Barley
обидно
has the
будет,
better
если они
hypercharge, but you got to
на
earn it, and you do not
ее
have a range
Крейзи
advantage
Ракун.
here.
Face off in the mid to start set number 3. A very pivotal one in this matchup. Totem, do the unthink, take a lead and be a set away from a grand finals in 2024. On the other end, Crazy Raccoon, there's no time to take
Подписываемся,
down
лайки
this. They know how
ставим,
formidable of a foe they have on the other end. After all,
лайки
this is their 4th year in a row
ставим.
playing against them.
Ссылка
Play,
на донат
This is what Crazy Raccoon
под
want.
описанием
In today's
канала.
brawlers, though, it's still going to be quite a bit of a challenge. We'll see CT Tambo actually the first one to get aggressive. Beat the super to Mowry, and here comes the Barley gadget to keep everyone alive.
Лайкосики
Also
ставим.
reduced a pretty low HP. Tensize feeling the heat as well. But note the Reply Totem are actually quite backed up. We'll see Shide Tambo now forced on a mid. He doesn't mind. Here's a
Лайкосики,
team side over to the right
лайкосики,
side. He can test
ребятушечки,
Mowry. It's still a bit of a
ребятушечки.
mystery as to what exactly is going to happen once this poison closes everyone in. By the looks of things, with Moya hitting all the shots on the left side, it looks a little gruesome for Reply Totem.
The end game has begun. Neural Tonic on
Давайте.
the ground, and a castle being built right hand in. iChaos
Крейзи
releases the
Ракун.
super. Tinside doing the same.
И
It's back
тогда...
and forth. Zero
Ой-ой-ой.
grab the first, but they need
Ой-ой-ой.
the last more balls. And
Крейзи
Zero
Ракун
grab an opening
сюда.
round.
Пора.
Every single member
Сюда.
was pretty much against the poison. They did not want to go over to that mid. They knew that
Просто
Mowry's going to have a
сделали.
huge advantage over there. If they
Чисто
all close
молодец,
in together,
FT.
Mowry's with the hypercharge begins to stay alive or get some bonus damage.
Это
He also has his
семифинал
wall to
2.
block off an aggressive Shitetambo.
Завтра
iChaos
будет
isn't quite able to take advantage of this.
семифинал
Neither
3.
team is really having any success of combining and synergizing on any of
Если
these lanes.
что.
Here comes the hypercharge, the free mark for Maru on the back left.
Ну,
Very
у Белль с
ideal
гиперзарядом.
into that RT, huge damage on Tinside. He's forced all the way back.
Рика
Throws out an emergency last
просто
call.
так
Keeps himself
использует
alive, and Maru on the
ульту.
right side also
Спраут
tries to
просто
secure a
так
kill.
использует
This
гиперзаряд, не
was
понимаю смысла.
Tompo. I can't
Тиммонс
believe
еще
the line right there. The jukes
бесполезно.
were unbelievable. It's so hard to bring any of these three gentlemen down. A perfect marker onto Moya as this fog
Белль
starts
в АФК
closing
сейчас
to battle
стояла.
on the left-hand
И
end.
как-то пофиг на
Long-range
нас. И
sharpshooters.
на
A
им
cut off
всех.
on the right. There's just enough of an opening. No, a reset of the wall.
Ой,
Neural
вот
Tonic on
Барда
the
очень
ground.
хорошо
Shots from
отхилит.
iChaos in the mid, and Mari
Ой, сейчас
reevaluating.
возьму, сейчас возьму,
Looking at
сейчас возьму.
Shitapo now. They know he's a threat.
Сейчас
They
возьму.
gotta
Ой,
bring him down.
ой.
Heels going in.
Отлично, отлично.
Hypercharge
Давайте,
galore,
давайте.
and it's
Есть
Zero
сюда.
holding on. Tensai survives.
Просто.
Game one
Крейзи Ракун,
for
молодцы.
the Apex #1.
Очень легко играть с ними. Очень легко.
What a challenging moment for
Просто
iChaos.
Крейзи Ракун
In
отлично.
the last
Крейзи
moments
Ракун
of that
выиграли?
round,
2-1?
get a
Не, не
hypercharge
2-1,
to
это
Rico.
сейчас первый
Both
раунд
sort
они
of
выиграли.
went off into the ether, didn't impact anyone. That's due to Crazy Raccoon's positioning. They stayed on these lanes, they did not enter mid.
А, это
Reply
нокаут.
Totem
Трансляция не
didn't really have any
смотрела?
targets to approach at that point.
Спасибо, что
Reply
смотрели.
Totem on crisis once again. They've actually backed Crazy Raccoon all the way into mid. An early pickup for Totem. What a disaster for Crazy Raccoon.
Reply Totem have to capitalize
Крейзи
now.
Ракун затащит, я чувствую,
Level.
ребят.
It's a must-win situation. You're already down a game, and now you're up in brawler count here. Tompo low HP, and he gets tagged
Давай,
up again.
не выиграть, они
Full
сами.
defensive stance for Zero. I wouldn't be surprised if they played for the fog.
See, the
Крейзи
top row just
Ракун
wants to
сила, а
super
потом
play.
один.
Could be much of the same.
Ничего не знаю.
As long as he can deny the hypercharge, he's looking pretty good. But every single member of Reply Totem's draft has a hypercharge that they can earn another takedown onto Shitetampo. Maru's looking for this. Chaos knows that his hypercharge is the most valuable, and Moya is intent on not feeding at all. Ultimately, he must as he falls. Reply totem are up by 1 round. Excellent position for them. No hypercharges available to either side just yet.
I think that was a pretty big fumble from CR, to be quite honest with you. Tensai goes down early, and Chitambo makes the choice to dive in there to try and maybe charge his super. Instead, though, he fed Chaos, and all 3 members of Totem were able to get their supers. There's the first one, but it's a whiff. This is a big one for CR to miss.
A near miss for Chaos too, but at least he cycled his hypercharge. We know that he's about halfway there at this point. On the right side, note that Chitambo is marked. It's going to be just 3 shots from this. Now he does have a super to keep himself alive as well. It's, I think, worth noting. So far, basically a stalemate over here. Chitambo now pops the super for the bonus damage and an early takedown onto Chaos.
Oh, and he goes
Блин,
for
ну
a
это прям...
two-piece to
Крейзи Ракун
Chitambo.
тащит.
Insistent on this clown pin, and he's making a
Сюда.
circus of this yet. Quite the act here as Crazy Raccoon responds.
Dangerous though. Maru can mark the RT, just gonna have to guess the
Это
lane
голосование
that
было?
he's placed on. Could ideally be on that left side.
Ну вот,
It's a good
нокаут
thing that
сейчас
he hits this
голосование было.
hyper on
Ты
his
проголосовал
Chitambo.
правильно.
Cannot line up any of those follow-up shots though.
ММА, что ли,
Chitambo
сказал
just
ты?
shrugging off every single one
Что?
and backing up Bell on the right lane.
Maru in trouble on the right-hand side. Has to take a breather here. A battle of the
А
throwers
следующий
on the
чей?
left, and of course, mid-man
захват зоны.
Chaos in the mid. Just looking for these bounce shots. Things getting quiet on both fronts here. Everybody's still releasing shots. But not
Вот мне
equating to
кажется,
much at
почему-то
all.
на
It's gonna
сейчас
come
разряды
down to the
выйдут.
fog once again, I fear.
Вот что-то они
Maru's
скажут,
got
я
this mid
100%
blocked
уверен.
off too. See
Ты
Tensai
залети
with a
на
super
стрим,
aggressive
послушай.
super. Actually manages to split things up.
Ну заодно
See,
проверь там,
Scrap
что у
ball
меня.
recovered as well by Maori. It's poison bound to start closing in soon. Hypercharge out
Прикинь,
for
вот этот новый
Maori.
боец
Aggressive
эпический
super pops
бесплатно
on
будет.
Moya. He's so vulnerable. He's gonna need to channel all the dodges in the world to survive over here. Tensai keeps him up with a gadget. That's 1,
Хорошо,
2,
Crazy
3
Raccoon 2-1
for
серия.
Crazy Raccoon. They secure set 3.
They had no business winning that one. None at all. Pure mechanics. They dictate their own game. Now, this wasn't any crazy draft picks. This wasn't a Draco from yesterday. But goodness gracious, that man should have gone down. Shots being lost
Меня
and a
слышно,
free throw
ребят?
bounce shot. This is Chaos's most well-known, iconic brawler. And these fellas came to play. This is a full-on battle.
Блин, ну
between
Crazy
two of the
Raccoon
best.
должны забирать.
Crazy Raccoon, they just refuse to get hit over here. They play at max range as much as they can. The optimal
Реблитотем
matchups,
все, они поплыли,
sometimes a
просто поплыли,
consideration.
все.
A lot of times not. They simply dodge the shots and they stay in position. We saw a moment
Просто
ago,
Барли всех
Chitambo
забрал.
actually get a super to take advantage of
В концовке.
Chaos's positioning. Once he was marked up by RT, that is when he pounced. He knew to pop the super on
Не,
himself
ну,
for the
ты
bonus
смотри,
damage.
шорт стрима нереально, блин,
Check
лайк.
this out. 5 kills
Набирает.
apiece for Tensai and Chitambo.
Ой,
Moya
это
many
надо.
times actually kept him
Набирал?
range on his lane, backed up by Maru
Нормально.
on his belt.
Outside of
С
one
Brawl Stars
mistake
ленты,
in
да?
round number 1 of
Нет,
game
я
2,
смотрю.
these guys dominated. I mean, 5-5-2. It wasn't even close in the kill count. In such a mechanical mode, I would kind of expect CR to be ahead in that one. But we got plenty of game left. I mean, Totem, that wasn't their best showing, but again, channel that energy.
Перезапустим.
Be an absolute
2.
benefit.
Кажется, 2.
Reply
Да,
to
2.
be leading more in that direction. Crazy Raccoon, if they can, of
Прикиньте,
course,
вспомнил.
the series of 1v1s, everyone getting their own lane, and they absolutely will. They have this first pick over here. Can be thinking of a mid selection as well. Reply Totem with their last pick are going to be considering something similar. Byron is the first selection out here from Crazy Raccoon. It's going to enable an aggressive lane. It can also lob the super over walls to deal with something like a throw
Да.
at short range.
Let's try and read the story of what these bands are telling us, right? I see Lou Band, I see Surge Band, I see Gale Band, and they picked a Comfort Brawler and one that aids tank. They want to get aggressive, right? They get rid of 2 of these 3 best tank counters. I think that's one of the best
Четвертый,
at
кажется.
supporting those tanks. I feel like they're maybe
А,
looking
нет,
for the
второй.
Frank, the the Daryl, whatever it is. It's stolen by the other end. But keep your eyes out. I think by removing these, though, it just got a whole lot more interesting. Because now Totem can get away scot-free with better Frank matchups.
Well, Totem have shown us that they can run this Frank into counters and still succeed. The Cordelius is open here if they want to use it. Can be used also into a thrower selection by Crazy Raccoon. And I honestly think that a high DPS thrower can really stave off this Frank, something like a Dynamite. But it would be quite uncharacteristic from Crazy Raccoon. That brawler is almost never picked in APAC. Okay, this is unusual. So Reply Totem are going to be going for Jesse. Now, this one's unusual because since Crazy Raccoon have a thrower open, they will be able to annihilate this turret once it is placed down and completely counter the Jesse. I think Reply Totem are basically begging CR to go for a thrower here.
It's really interesting. I think that Jessie has kind of slowly faded away, right? We haven't seen a lot from her recently. I don't know if I've personally seen her one time this weekend. Definitely not a popular choice. It is a hypercharged, scrappy deterrent with slow pressure, especially on this indestructible wall. It's a lot to handle. Colette
Standов, здорово.
Right? It just makes sense. You see the big man Frank, you go for what is probably left of the best tank counters in the game. Now I really want to know what CR are doing with this final selection, though. Byron's a perfectly fine brawler. If you don't go aggressive, I think it's okay. I mean, it's not like it's going to be a disaster comp. He's a pretty good brawler inherently, but I just feel like he's at his best when you pair him with something that's really high HP. Melody. Not what I expected, but it's a very good brawler in those fellas' hands.
They do like to use this Melody as an aggro brawler because in most regions of the world, in most players' hands, we see this used to just damage a high safe.
Как дела? Все нормально.
Run around and get the most damage you possibly can. It's tough to line up these nodes as they travel around you in a circle.
Все шикарно.
So it's going to be a difficult execution, but this is what Crazy Raccoon as a squad are known for. So if you're Totem over here, what are you really considering? You have a tank across the way staring you down. You have a Byron that's going to provide support to Cordelius. I think Totem have pretty much committed. They knew that they wanted to try and bait a thrower on the side of Crazy Raccoon. They didn't. They still got to stick with their plan.
Cordelius worked out pretty darn well for Chaos on the opening set. They lost 2 after that, and then they bring it back to Shadow Man. It's going to be a really tough one here. They're putting all their faith in this brawler selection here. They're taking on Crazy Raccoon with 3 of their most well-known brawlers. It's do or die here for EMEA's number 6 seed. Crazy Raccoon up 2-1 here as we intercept.
And they're off. Reply Totem already looking for that initial control. They're going to push Maori around the left side. Early takedown on the Moya. Chaos now with gadget forward to try and take the down. On to Tensai. Stetapo falls. Reply Totem assume mid-control.
Complete control of this map, and now Piv got Frank sitting comfortably. Chaos can press against these walls. He loves being up close and personal with these guys. A hop and a skip away. Chaos survives. Another takedown for him. Here goes Shitapo, dancing down the middle of the map. Byron multitasking alongside him, and somehow Maori wins. No time spent by CR until right now on this hot start.
Chaos now sitting Tensai to the realm. It's going to keep him away. Even gets the takedown too. Stetapo trying to get this takedown as well. On the Maru, consistently rushing down this Jesse. He's completely defenseless in close range. Maru now has a hypercharge, but he's kept low by Moya and Tensai in tandem. Crazy Raccoon are asserting their dominance here at mid. Stetapo cannot be stopped against this Jesse.
CR climbing back up. Such a hot start for Reply Totem. Here comes a hypercharge to try and suffice the pushback there. Maori, an inconvenient location, but he gets the shot off. It's a trade. Jesse turret now placed against this wall, and once again, CR going to be tested.
That's a 10k turret. It's going to be a
Я,
serious
видимо,
issue.
начал из VPN у меня евро-доллар
Goes
стоит.
around the left side if he wants to make it work. As a hypercharge at his disposal, ideally hits Maori while using it. Hypercharge for Chaos, takedown. Reply Totem looking invincible over here. Crazy Raccoon can't possibly stop them. And Reply Totem keep themselves alive. Game 1, Totem.
Fist bumps all around, and Chaos once again demanding help from this crowd. They need all the support they can get. They know the strength of the opponent that lies on the other side of them, and they have yet to take them down. It's been a long time coming. Reply Totem are 1 game away from seeking revenge.
This looks like a draft div for Totem. And Crazy Raccoon have been staring down the barrel of the draft for as long as we can really remember. They've struggled on this so many times, but the mechanics is where they execute. Stetapo with the team wipe to put Crazy Raccoon in the lead off of game number 2 start.
Oh, he pilots that devilish brawler.
Все, сайт слетел. Разрабы офигели.
Ничего.
Не знаю.
Devilish brawler so well. Why don't we just take one of the shots, a connection there from Moya. They're slowly climbing away. Totem finally retake though. High Chaos in positioning on this right-hand side. A big-time Scrappy. Still staying alive. Desperation trying to heal that thing up, but it's not enough. Crazy Raccoon with one good push. Could take this second game.
Setapo in, taken down by Maru. He's still alive. Tensai taken down in transit. Reply Totem trying to take this back. They get a super down for Maru. That's a great start. Right on the left side.
О, Crazy Raccoon тащит, ребят.
Go for the hypercharge, breaking open all of these walls. Moya completely overextended on the right side, but Maru's in between a rock and a hard place. Here's a super down from Moya for the kill confirm. IKL looking for all the dodges in the world. It doesn't look very possible. Maru taken down. Reply Totem have no options left. In Crazy
Давай,
Raccoon
Crazy Raccoon.
still dashing around on the point. It's 3% separating them.
Да, Crazy Raccoon.
Moya sticks around and sends them to match point.
Stop and take a deep breath if you're Reply Totem. You're staring at a beast on the other end. One that you haven't conquered for 3 years now. Will they let the demons of their past get the best of them here? Reply Totem now on their last life.
У меня уже час 30 беспрерывно идет трансляция. Фу-фу-фу, но идет. Без лага. Это очень радует. Короче, я чувствую, что сегодня будет стримить.
The first push from Reply Totem. Maru once again getting targeted by Stetapo. Excellent counterplay from Moya and Tensai to eliminate the Frank on the left. A slow on a Moya. He's a dead man now as Maru stays alive, and IKEOS now has a super to keep Tensai away.
That was a great super too. Tensai removed from the equation, and IKEOS survives.
Crazy Raccoon, блин, а у них иконки же нету? В Бравл Старс Crazy Raccoon нету? Серьезно? Блин, если бы добавили, я бы купил бы эту иконку. Crazy Raccoon. Crazy Raccoon. Crazy Raccoon. Блин, ну у репликатора хороший пик. В принципе, таким пиком и в ранговом бою играют. Crazy Raccoon. Crazy Raccoon. Crazy Raccoon. Crazy Raccoon. Блин, пацаны, я вам реально обещаю. Дай бог. Может быть, все нормально будет. Может, прикиньте, я когда-нибудь на мировом финале Бравл Старса окажусь. Буду играть. Ну просто реально представьте. Я офигею, сейчас Crazy Raccoon затащит. Crazy Raccoon! Crazy Raccoon! Просто! Crazy Raccoon в финале!
Что, не радуйся? Да.
That their path will always lead to Crazy Raccoon, who now ascend once more to the grand finals to reclaim the crown they lost.
Тенса Crazy Raccoon в финале просто. Ошалеть.
before this match even started, I was looking out for it on the fifth set.
Я поздравляю команду, за них болел уже 2 из 2 матчей, прикиньте.
Things got scary here. In this game number 2, Reply Totem took a lead, a major one. It was a back and forth the whole way. You could tell Reply Totem deserved.
Прикиньте, Crazy Raccoon новыми чемпионами будут, наверное.
Chaos, phenomenal on this Cordelius. Having the extra spot
Я просто в шоке, ребят. Ракун в финале, ребята. Е.
Totem were so close to sending us to a set 5 in changing history. But it happened the same way it just about always has. In a close 3-1 matchup, let's take a look.
Офигеть, я в шоке просто. Вот ошибка тотема была, знаете, в чем? Хаос просто взял, закинул ульту свою, и он не захватывал зону. Остался Байрон. Не надо было ульту юзать. Все, по-любому разрабы выйдут.
I mean, the world finals we've had this year, I knew were going to be the most competitive as ever. I didn't think that every team, especially one with the mechanics, the skill level of Crazy Raccoon.
Готов к суперфиналу? Конечно, готов. Вы чё? Ситампо MVP. Волосатик вот этот. А это он Цесай. Сейчас разрабы выйдут, чекаем. Crazy Raccoon трэплет там 3-1.
Когда суперфинал?
Сейчас будет.
Сейчас будет
В
финал?
принципе, мои прогнозы сбылись.
Завтра финал?
Сегодня.
А сейчас прям будет, да? И все, закончилось.
Мои прогнозы сбылись чисто. Я так и знал, что Хамбл Crazy Raccoon выйдет в финал. Что тут? Если Хамбл даже проиграет, то они 200 тысяч гарантом получают. 200 тысяч. Crazy Raccoon 400. Ну, Crazy Raccoon они фавориты большие. Но Хамбл могут затащить. Там чисто 2% осталось, чтобы сравнять счет для тотема. В итоге Crazy Raccoon выиграет. Ну, где разрабы? Давай. Выпускай их. Сейчас что-то будет.
Да, сейчас будет.
А, нет, сейчас мультик.
Что, не выйдут они?
Спонсор. Где это авиакомпания. Ладно, сейчас, вот смотрите, сейчас будет мультик вот этот вот. А потом пройдет, ну, наверное, Суперсел выйдут. Забирай. Все-таки Бравл Старс хорошая игра, которую я начал играть еще в далеком 2019 году. Прикиньте, в 2019 году я начал играть. Серьезно, Clash of Clans показывает? А Long to See? Один, по-моему. Да, один. А, это чил зона. Чил зону показывает, прикиньте.
combined with the Archer
Чисто
Tower
Clash of Clans.
and fans of all of our amazing teams that are featured here.
Это
The Star's World Finals.
О, это Лекс.
It's Lex.
Лекс.
How's it going? You good, man?
It's doing good, man. This is an amazing event going on right now.
Now, okay, aside from the
Официальный
fact that we
YouTube
have the
по Brawl
awesome
Stars.
World Finals going on, you know, we have the ability to kind of merge together all of these titles and all these creators that are kind of floating around.
Да, я видел.
What's been your favorite part so far of this event?
Easily.
Зарубежный
Fans that are here,
ютубер
they are
Brawl
going
Stars.
absolutely
Официальный.
nuts, and they're really just
Креатор.
pounding on the floor for
Лекс.
their teams.
Brawl
It's
Stars.
amazing.
Контент.
Got more fans
Креатор.
joining us over here. But you know what? It's actually been a pretty tough time as a tribe
А вот
gaming
мне интересно,
All-Stars
почему
fan,
ММА
right?
сняли с
Just
поста
being
Креатора?
edged out
Вон там
of their
тотемщики
final
фигачат
spot,
сзади.
okay? But you guys have so much love across
Хоть
all
тотем
of your
отлетели, но они
titles.
красавцы
So,
третье место
what do you
забирают.
think is the secret to
100
having
тысяч,
such an
по-моему.
amazing presence in,
Баксов.
across all these Supercell titles like Tribe Gaming?
I mean, they got me, don't they?
Красавцы просто. Ну, поздравляю тотем, то, что они прошли хотя бы в полуфинал.
And I think a lot of
Кирилл.
people can, you know,
Но Крейзи Ракун
wanna be a
сильнее.
part of that. They can relate to that. They can, you know, they see that we're your tribe and you guys join, come up here.
У меня через 18 минут VPN отрубится, надо будет перезапустить.
Now, you know, we all know that Brawl Stars has had the most phenomenal year so far, right? It really has been a record-breaking year. And for you guys as well as content
Час 40 уже стримим.
and, you know,
Победа над какой командой?
Я вот тотем.
СТМН.
as a creator,
Да, СТМН. Помню, они отлетели 3-2 с Атамин.
These players out here, you know, they didn't
Не,
start
мне кажется,
yesterday.
я
They were
устаю.
here the World Finals. They've been playing for years and bringing all of these new players in, getting them into the esports scene. Maybe one day they're going to be in there.
indeed, maybe they will be. Now, before I let you go, I've got to ask you, we've got two teams left in the fight for the championship. Who do you think is going to take it all? We've got Humble, we've got Crazy Raccoon.
Half the people are going to hate me right now, but you know what my head says, Crazy Raccoon? But my heart says Humble with my boy Samantha. You guys go get it.
Даже Лекс за Крейзи Ракун.
Lex, thank you so much for joining me in this interview. Enjoy your little hangout spot. I'm going to keep moving because everyone at home is wanting to see what's going on.
Luminosity.
Superfans
Один.
has Clash of Clans merged into Clash Royale.
Три.
Look at this amazing scenery that's been made. You know what? Hats off to all the artists that worked on this because it looks phenomenal. That LED is just so amazing.
А мне вот интересно, это настоящий вот
I
это?
see someone extremely special ahead.
А, нет.
And as the scenery again,
Бум, как будто в игре 3D график.
stars area. Some of you might recognize it because on
Реально, как будто в игре, да?
stage, and this was the mainstream area.
О, Фрэнк!
О, Фрэнк Крилл.
Brawl Stars, it is Frank joining me here. Frank,
Пицца.
how are you feeling, man? How's things? Are you coping well? Because this is day 3 of the Brawl Stars World Finals.
О, нет, татуха на какой-то браслетик. Говорит, после первого матча вчера такой
Пионер. Real Ones. Нет, блин.
Куб, вопросик.
How awesome is it to have three Supercell esports under one roof? Because as someone who's so ingrained, of course, is Brawl Stars, but seeing everything come together here and all the creators here as well.
Народ,
How important is it?
напишите ему сообщение, пусть он его спросит, когда скибиди туалеты будет сдавать.
Прикиньте, вот так вот на чемпионат мира попал и разрабов по Бравл Старс увидел.
Куб, а остальные доиграли уже?
It really is amazing.
И игры. А кто выиграл?
And our next one is just around the corner. Now,
А Клэш тоже не шарит?
about your roadmap, 2025.
А помнишь год, когда и Клэш Рояль японцы собрали, и ПС?
Break it down. People at home watching that haven't seen the video yet, but also just to kind of
По-моему, не помню, честно говоря. Ну, что такое помню, типа...
Может, тише? Может, тише? Первая пофиг.
Сколько вопросов?
record break. It's been absolutely so well. You must be so proud. Also, you know, I feel like something I need to talk to you about is
Музыку пока не могу убрать, вопросы бывают.
Future Bright from Brawl Esports.
А домашний станцию?
Что сказал?
Не знаю, типа спрашиваю, какой скин Типа, какой скин должен появиться? Ну, просто допрос больше.
Ну, как обычно рассказывают, что, мол, сегодня серьезный год для БС, а турниров, а следующий год еще будет круче и больше, но прошлый год также говорили про D4 и так далее.
В этом году чисто арена изменилась, и все. Команды те же остались. Ну, кроме Tribe Gaming, Food Esports
Че, скинов не будет?
и Сатамина.
Скинов не будет? Опа. Че, скинов не будет?
О, чекай слева расписание. Первый Clash of Clans 10 утра. О, нормально.
А, у них, короче, на 2 часа меньше,
Короче,
прикиньте.
БС типа на финалочку, типа самое интересное.
Получается, у них сейчас 19 время. В Финляндии.
Крыша рояль.
Блин, у меня Clash Royale есть, но я не играю. Clash of Clans, Clash Royale. У меня все игры Supercell есть. За хамбу все поставили, прикинь?
Это будет... Кто выиграет
Ну,
финал сейчас?
Давайте я
Макс.
ракунчиков. Типа, если ракунчики проиграют, то за хам тоже рад буду.
Lead up to learning. You know, you're never just going to turn out to be the best player on straight away, right? Like, people started with sucks, but eventually, like,
Же тоже пин потом дали, да?
eventually just get better and better. So just have fun with it. That's the biggest
У меня там стрим. Мировой финал.
Детольчик, он там спрашивал, волнуются ли финалисты, как ты думаешь, он говорит, ну это всегда есть. Но когда ты уже на сцену пошел, почувствовал эти игры, когда тем более уже ты финалист. Ну, короче, там еще интересно. Короче, лучше бы какую-то пасхалку закинули нам.
I mean, the biggest tip for me
Чтобы Дэнни
is
вышел,
just gotta
сказал,
stop. So
ребят,
I want to
идите
get
беги
content for
туалет,
like 2-3
следующий
years,
обножи,
but I was so scared
ждите.
to
И все
fail.
такие,
You just can't be scared to fail. You just gotta put out content. No one's gonna be amazing straight away. Like I was cringy for years.
Не скибиди туалет, а скибиди сральник.
And yeah, just again have fun with it. Just do content that you enjoy. Or else you're never gonna like make it
Уже
far.
ушел
If
с
you get bored of your own
киберспорта, да,
content,
по сути,
it's
да.
not gonna be that great. So.
Don't be afraid to
назад
do it.
вышел?
Говорю, что если смогу 24-м с учебы совмещать, попробую, но сам понимаешь, типа тяжело, потом нет времени на то, и на это.
Я от игрок ушел с киберспорта из-за учебы. Не можешь совмещать.
Very picnic-esque, picturesque as well, and we've got some amazing fruit stands, veg stands as well. I saw a lot of people over the course of the last 3 days sitting here, having their lunch, of course, but it just looks amazing, aesthetically pleasing.
Squadbusters есть там.
And of course, people here buying their snacks.
А, вот Squadbusters.
Over here, towards the
Кажется.
other side of the lounge, we get to our Squadbusters archway. And this, my friends, is where we exit
О, раскладывай.
out of the lounge and we make
Да,
our
это
way
Squadbusters.
Давайте посмотрим, что пока.
Thanks so much for joining
Может,
me
там повеселее будет, чем в самой игре.
here at Superfest. We're going to hand over to the classes to continue.
Курсы играешь в Squadbusters?
Thanks, Barney, for taking us on a walk through Superfest.
Все готовятся к мировому финалу. Ну, короче, суперфинал.
Зрители, кстати, достаточно. Да, кстати. Ну, неплохо, да. Там, мне кажется, в Париже больше было прям.
В Париже арена была на типа, ну, на одной стороне, а здесь на 2 стороны разделили. Ну, в Финляндии, видимо, так успели сделать, не знаю. Ракун. 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 И что там?
Пасхалочка будет? Или просто концерт какой-то?
Это концерт перед суперфиналом, что? Да, это, по-моему, концерт. Такие серебряные люди, которые одеваются в эти серебряные костюмы, они танцевать что будет, наверное. Ты чуть-чуть.
Вон сзади какая-то это появилась. Специально ходил, отвлекали, чтобы вот здесь...
Ребята, сейчас будет
А, вон, барабаны. Блин, ну пасхалку ждали, в итоге будем смотреть Волкер.
Все нормально.
Грызел, ты не говорил, что тебя пригласили, алло?
Все, ВП включен, ребят. Надо перезапустить сайт, чтобы было.
Не, ну, я за себя отвечу, я хотел. Ну, вроде так.
Забираем халявную добычу.
Типа, добавь какие результаты.
Бы сделали бы хотя бы на 3000 очке скин гиперзарядный. А хотя нет, у нас через 4 дня же ивент начинается, ангелы против демонов.
О, система.
Да, ангелы против демонов будет. Блин, вот сейчас реально сайт лагать бы, потому что все на суперфинал залетают.
Крысол с концерта подключился.
Ну тут, наверное, 2.50 трансляция будет идти.
Он, кстати, вроде звук поет, но именно для трансляции не очень звук передается. То есть прикольно там, где ты сидишь, да, и как бы все слышится нормально. Кто бы это сказал?
Блин, реально лагает.
Конечно.
Где бэтрендомсы выступали?
Не, их не было.
Кто у них еще есть? Кроме бэтрендомс, вот этих вот драко, даже вот эти, которые драко.
Ты реально спрашиваешь, когда мы узнаем ответ?
Что-то будет еще. А, еще что-то было. О, Кис, классный парень. Слушай, этот трек.
Все, ливни, пожалуйста.
Я понял, лагает.
Ты засиделся тут.
Сейчас мы перезагрузим прям быстро.
1700.
Окей.
Экранчик снизу прикольный, там где пол.
Ну, да, прикольно подсветить. Смешно, когда у официального комментатора 10 раз меньше зрителей, чем у вас. Да, типа, бро, мы тут ни с кем не ссорились, просто с кубом собрались, почились. Ну и плюс у нас много инсайдов, знаешь, сами столько лет вместе играли с кубом, как понимание, что как происходит, даже если в этом году особо не участвовал. А еще вопрос, как лучше всех относишься здесь игроков, чем? Я не знаю, бро, я давно с кем не пересекался. Если бы Линайн выиграл, я был рад. За Хамбл тоже рад буду, если выиграют. Так что, ну, в целом, достойные команды сейчас остались. Вот если бы сидел бы сейчас в финале, я бы не особо там радовался, был бы. За КР. А так, да, ребята остались пофиг. Во сколько финал? Он сейчас уже скоро.
А финал тоже по 5? 8.
8.
Вроде бы 8. Но это, кстати, не 100%. Мне такой инсайдик давали. Но я не уверен.
В оригинальном режиме будут играть, когда этот ангел против демона.
Давай смотри.
Видишь, так они, по идее, должны после турнира что-то заспеть, это даже не перезаряд анонс или нет?
До финала.
Должны были вот сейчас фигню
реально?
показывать.
Да, да.
Ты можешь сейчас еще успеть?
Может.
Не, вы уверены, что до финала обычно было?
Да.
Я говорил, что после финала, типа, вот, кончится таки все.
Да,
После
Бьет.
финала все уходят уже, все.
Да. Ну, таймера нету, значит, еще могут так сказать.
Да, кстати, пока таймер не тут. И таймер большой, тоже есть надежда. Но если какой-то на 1-2 минуты, фиг знаю, возможно.
А что не показывали в прошлый раз? Вот как-то? Ну, типа такие, вот у нас будет гиперзарядные картинки показали или как?
Дэнни Пау ходила, Мику показывался.
А, Нику это разве с Турика было?
Ну, они его показали на турнире, да.
окей, курсор с экрана, пожалуйста, окей. Да, просто типа там всякие всплывают вопросы, пока игры нету, поэтому оставляю, чтобы быстро ответ показать. А что там, трек на 5 минут, что ли? Алло, у меня песни там в машине по 2-3...
Все подключено.
Это рок.
Давай, еще песню что-нибудь.
Все, еще ничего не лагает, все нормально.
Чел спрашивает, как вы, все молчат, типа, давай, погнали играть в финал.
Речь просто что-то перелетит какой-то кубок.
Ничего не лагает.
Чел драка зовут как Дед Мороза. Дед Мороз, Дед Мороз. Они шарят, что драка сейчас процентов место. Да, все шарят. Финал концерта отлично, решили сделать вместо...
Я тут есть все.
Ну, я думаю, они знают, потому что все это репетируется всегда. По типу мы когда сидели с Крима играли, вот такие музыки были, там Джанет танцевала, репетировала, вот эти все шумы были, все слышно, и как бы на каждый тест смотри, там Леон орет, Дракула. Народ, го в чате тоже кричать Драко. Ой, пожалуйста, только не третью песню, пожалуйста, народ, я умоляю вас.
Это у них третий есть, вчера вышел.
Блин, третий.
Вчера деньги на выступали по суперсел посылали. Зато тем уже. Что ходят тренинг на реабилитацию назад последний раз. Суперсел просто позвали тебе.
Они такие в гараже, как в фильмах тренируются. Собрались. Блин. Пожалуйста, дайте посмотреть финал. Я не хочу слушать рэп. Я хочу посмотреть игру. Сейчас такие рокеры все, взрослые мужики с кухни такие скачают БС, чтобы их песни слушать чисто.
Вот реально представляете третий. Знаешь, как в КС, типа, вот раунд выиграл, он в третий выиграл, в КС не всегда вместе.
Это позорище. Да. Драку! Драку! Музыкальным раундом заканчивается. Ой-ой, это что за листья? Короче, показывает еще именно тех, кого качает музончик. Тех, кто грустно сидит, как мы не показываем. Именно 9% зала. Фанки бой, рэп отстой, let's go. 2 часа концерта. Это наша 17-я песня про Драку. Закричите Драку. Вас не слышно. Громче Драку. Там вот... Красава пока интересно, каким придумал какой концерт был перед финалом? Давайте мы пора.
А вон там уже игроки стоят, готовятся. О, разрабы.
Все, музон переключается, если быстрее. Пожалуйста, скажите, thank you, bye. Пожалуйста. Блин, песня продолжается. Вот там новый минус пошел. Разгончик пошел. Это как это, бразильский фонг, ты думаешь, песня заканчивается и баста. О, кстати, если бы бразильцы выпустили вот эти, которые чем играют, они бы вам такой фонг нафигачили, вы бы реально раскачались бы жестко. Ладно, народ, пока концерт ждем, обязательно участвуйте в конкурсе. Ссылочка на конкурс закреплена. 4 скинчика сегодня итоги ведем. Если хотите, чтобы побыстрее это закончили, надо нажать кнопку участвовать. Сейчас закончим.
Прикиньте, если дуэлянт бы Коль продавался. Рублей 500, наверное, я бы купил вывод.
Опа, а когда Clash Royale играли, снизу прям фигурки шли или что было за анимация? Ой,
Стой,
чё,
там Крейзи
здорово.
Ракун есть иконка?
Уже все там.
То там прям есть иконка, где там фарш.
А,
Я тоже в ТикТоке листал. Просто вот скрин, который я тебе скинул, там типа просто вот.
Сколько?
ой, они дали 10 рандомного дропа, чтобы люди не
Какой килород?
выбирать. В категории Б было 850, стало 450. Ну, спасибо концерту.
У тебя кошки воровки Джесси нету? А мы с Артем
Блин, еще
добили.
такой долгий. Ладно, бы музончик один скачали.
Мне спустя час только. Я помню челик, в котором не хватило
просто нам еще
одного
это
очка,
эффект
10
особо такой, то есть
очков.
там, может быть, где-то вот в зале сидишь, у тебя звук крутой, а здесь вот эти басы и вся акустика, она не доходит.
Ну ты прикинь,
просто
3 дня
такой звук
впустую.
слышишь, приглушенный и все. И как бы это супер фигово на трансляции смотрится. Вот всё там, наверное, как.
А самый первый Бравл Старс
Надо пойти освежать.
на скин это Джесси, да?
Чемпионат мира?
А
Дуэлянт Коль. Первый чемпионский скин.
так он просто продавался.
Но все равно это чемпионский скин учитывается.
Ну вообще, мне нравится сейчас вот так.
Все, спасибо
Мы
большое за
сразу
концерт,
последним
очень рады.
шансом. Нахер мы ходили раз по игроку, это даже никто его толком не купил.
Well, folks, that
А
was a
вот
Dragon Force. Great to hear them live in person here at Superfest. No better way to end it with
если это все, что вы нам подготовили для пасхалки,
so many people,
скажем
definitely full
так,
fans.
нарушили.
Here they are.
Свет, что?
5 минут до матча.
Fighting through that game, getting to the boss level, and having to learn that song. What a time!
Every shredder's dream. Honestly, I've had a blast.
Предали
It's taken me back
традицию,
many,
которая
many
была
good years now, I'm sure as well.
А?
The community manager side of
Он
Brawls,
дальше начал
absolutely
играть.
loving every second.
У него
I saw
меньше,
there
чем
on
у
the
меня.
Strego shirt earlier, and you just tell that was
Есть.
his Christmas come
По-моему,
early.
другому аккаунту.
Nothing like seeing Herman Lee melt our faces
Есть
in
два
Это знаете, как
person.
каждый
Let's bring it back a little bit
месяц
here. The
семейный.
reason we're all here, of
Мне
course, is to
кажется,
crown
что
a 2024 Brawl Stars World Champion.
Пришли.
Это
This
Димон?
grand final
Мы
features
с Симом
clash
конечно.
of
А
EMEA
он где?
and APAC
курсе.
once again. It's Crater Raccoon versus Humble, the two teams that have made their way through quite the gauntlet
Okay.
arc.
Финал.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you know, it's deja vu all over again, isn't it, really?
Я поставил на
Unbelievable
Ракун,
stuff. Honestly,
но если
for
Хамбл
me,
выиграет, буду
gonna
рад.
be up there
Матч
as one of
очень
the best, if
жесткий
not
будет, я
the
думаю.
best wild finals we've ever had. It's so close to cool. Realistically here, at 50-50.
Обе команды
Я помню, как
достойны.
Макс посоветовал, Максим такой,
Бой чемпионов.
Максим такой, я помню, ты
А,
смотрел,
да, он с 18 года играет.
он такой здесь сидит, и Макс ты смотришь, Максим такой, мне Родион посоветовал какой-то Бравл Старс, я вот с этого играю. Ты такой сидишь, играешь, и ничего не понимаешь. Тебе Родион посоветовал, да?
Это все кастеры, которые на рынке.
Я только спустя деньги.
Мы дома.
Я спустя год только начал играть в 2019.
Зимой.
Я играл в 2019 фондовый
all of those streams. So we're going to go chat with one of them, and we're going to do a really artistic transition while the camera goes round the other side of the table. Christmas Circle, what's up, guys? How's it going in the spot? Let's go, let's go. The grand final match here. I am so excited we land.
Ну, я в тот момент, у меня, знаешь, почему я не играл? Я помню все равно, что с 20-го.
I'm not German, говорит.
4 года. А так, по сути, я с 19-го.
Он сказал, что она со Швейцарии, а он назвал ее, что она с Германии, хотя она кастит на Германии, поэтому она его поправила, так сказать.
Нет, по сути,
Братан, ты попутал немножечко. Берега.
я тоже 6 год, потому что у меня иконка 5 лет есть. Юбилей. Её ещё нету.
400 на команду, да. На команду. Учитывая, что процент еще Арга забирает, процент менеджеру, процент тренеру, и как бы там нормальная сумма забирается. Блин, он какой-то мем начал, у него прическа, он вот такая, чисто Кен, знаете? Мистер Бист там есть? Позвали его, он не пришел, сказал, концерт слишком долгий.
To the perfection. So I hope they're going to bring their A game again against Crazy Raccoon. It's not going to be an easy one.
It's definitely not. You know, you've mentioned it. It's the grand final. It's fast approaching as we're clearing the stage right now. I need your predictions.
Интересно, они там с Маком, что ли, стоят?
So people in the chat might grill
Вот этот
you.
флажок, где
Just
с
say
лайком.
it. Don't do it. Just say it.
Это все с чемпионата мира
Crazy Raccoon.
21
What say
года.
you?
I have to go with Humble. Tensa already has 2 titles. It's a top worth one. Don't hate me.
Лайком? Да, я его
Are you in agreement?
давали. Это мой самый первый
Болею за Хамбл, говорит, типа, Тенсай, Систампа и также много титулов, мол, давайте Хамбл пусть затащит.
These local language casters are bringing you so much amazing energy,
Блин, а
as you
по
can
сути
already
я...
tell. But for now, we're going to head back over to our casters to continue.
Хоть прикол?
Ну ладно,
Я
короче,
прикол,
никаких этих, да,
помните, я отдал...
пасхалок.
Я бы тебе еще
Ну, вопросов еще будет, так что если кто-то не добил,
этот 57
Он у меня тоже
а вы
играл на
пока
аккаунте.
участвуете,
Из-за
помните,
боссов 77 помнишь? Из-за боссов. Да,
залетайте.
да. Ой, там раньше...
Дай я тебе открою.
Там оказывается, раньше банили, если ты не удалишь бравл. Там раньше банили, оказывается. А сейчас хоть...
Потом ты удалёт.
Топ-1 Европы против топ-1 Азии.
Я брал. А его запретили.
И потом ко мне ты придешь.
Его запретили.
И потом ты ко мне придешь. Здесь ты
Крейзи Ракун тяжелая игра была.
Нам
против
1-1?
но
Да?
это...
Типа он у тебя
было
аккаунт
тотем.
просил?
Нет,
Так
ты
сказать, ну, не
только
тотем
что
список, а
его
просто
мой
тотем списывали,
аккаунт.
потому что
Если
каждый
я
играет
был
по
с
своему.
лотом,
В каком году был? 21?
нет,
Тем временем Хамбл проигрывает по 5
Ну, начало 20-го.
Не, я в начале брал...
И СК Гейминг задавили 3-1.
Когда у меня только еще новый прям
Почему
вот
ты
был.
меня
Хороший
Shitapa did a victory lap around the arena, running full power. We didn't actually get a flying through, but there's a great photo of him just
Блин,
кого?
я по сути
running at it.
вот вообще
Клэш
слушаю,
Рояль
что
или
Потом
я
он вышел и другой
Крейзи Ракун.
Да, я
С этим
помню,
концептом у меня
Максим
самого
сказал,
Было 13 тысяч кубков.
Максим такой,
Просто
ну все,
минут
ты
20
просрался под петкой.
звук,
Ну
который
похер,
очень
все
такой
заново
мощный.
начну.
Заново лучше.
Ты да,
И по сути у меня бы сейчас был бы... Макс, у меня сейчас был бы, по сути, здесь 40к вроде кубков.
У меня больше.
Но если я бы не просрал бы чуть-чуть
Ну что,
70,
завтра
у меня бы сейчас стопудово был бы 7... Ой, все
должен
бойцы.
начаться прямо сейчас.
У меня
Я
было
короче первая лего бывает.
Да ладно, кольцо, смотри, какое чисто.
А еще чемпионат... Почему такие дебилы с тобой? Когда вечно с тобой чемпионат просирает?
Короче, если будешь решать, да, вот подойдите к нему сзади, он сразу
Вы
будет
такие
всякое.
А помню, он сам как-то догнал.
И в итоге я накапливаю до большого ящика. Максим такой, когда ему даю, это
Говорит
может
про
должно
семантику,
суббота
что
было. Я
типа
помню,
семантика,
это
чем мы
обед
хоть
Я тоже
сет
помню.
выиграл в целом и так.
Да.
Короче,
Да.
солидный опыт, сейчас про босса.
43 монеты, по-моему,
Ну,
выходит.
короче,
Еще эти,
обсуждают,
как его, два
кто
кресла
насколько
вот так стояли,
сегодня,
помнишь?
но сейчас игра
И в
пока что
итоге
проходит, так что
Максим
обсудим всё.
открывает небольшой ящик.
Это так, чисто время.
Выпустился предмет. Вам спайк. И я такой,
А помните, как чисто...
прикинь, раньше вообще лиги интереснее было дропали. Раньше на Криозектора прям на Кресте Дэнса.
Короче, а помните, как...
Вот тут уже разделились. Трое за Crazy Raccoon, трое за
О,
Хамбу.
блин. Старые удалили, что ли?
I mean, you
Потому
know,
что
there's a lot of
босс
pressure on the
не
stage, but I feel like this is the most pressure I've
Короче,
ever been under on a
Знаешь,
broadcasting desk. I'm
Ты будешь
100%
боссом
accurate in
раз
my predictions so
месяц
far.
И ты
выкладывать.
If I
открываешь
get this
сколько?
right, this will be
Два,
a
один
это
record
открыл,
which never
типа просто
happened.
большой ящик.
So I really
Выпал
hope
тебе
that I've got
пиво.
this one right. My favorite.
Когда вот
Да, я
даже
помню.
Второй раз
взрослый.
еще
открываешь,
остаются посмотреть, как
Мужик,
челы забирают
еще
на
Франк
да?
выпал.
и
Как
тебе
только вы забрали,
секунду.
начинается
На это
интервью,
напал.
уже все.
Party started, let's head down to the arena.
Мне еще 21
Это еще
году.
зима была.
Мне еще дропнул 25. Это еще Максим Рычев полностью. Не помню, он сейчас буквально в субботу.
Две команды.
И, короче, 21 год,
Best of
я
five.
помню это. Открываю
Best of five.
этот большой ящик.
Он сказал,
А нет, открываю мега
Две
ящик,
команды
6
осталось
предметов,
12.
дропает ворон. На следующий день открываю большой ящик, дропает Макс.
А помню, как мне надо уже на этом... на
Финал начинается прямо сейчас. Ну тут Crazy Raccoon затащит.
А помню,
Будет очень интересно посмотреть.
Блин, когда фото будет аккаунт Супер Сенсейшн?
ну, подумай.
Не, его можно было вернуть, если бы не санкции. Но ты должен был почту помнить.
А у меня же...
Не, я даже помню, как я это даже ревел, говорил тебе, Максим, как вернуть? А такой, ну все уже никак не вернешь. Это прикинь, если бы хотя бы не брал. Ну хотя по сути, смысл мне возвращать у меня там отсылка 20 бойцов.
Нет,
В смысле нет, лучше вот это оставь.
Ну да,
Как-то просто, да?
да. Все равно жалко, да. Там у меня до сих пор это не спать. На 20-м раунде я даже помню. Прям 20-й раунд я считал, что топовый.
Pretty straightforward stuff for Crazy Raccoon here, folks. Their
Спайк
mission,
в тот момент такой сильный был.
a championship.
Еще я...
Inside, he's
Да, я сейчас из трех.
this team or most of it
Я раньше
have
помню,
headlined
как это
Brawl Stars
красиво.
esports for years, and they've shown no signs of slowing down. Have they looked more fallible this year than ever? Yes. But they've still made it to the grand final, going up against
А он
the upstarts, the young blood, the challengers
Ты
in
просрал
Humble, looking
аккаунт
to
в
bring yet
21
another
году.
championship back to
А
EMEA.
21 создал новый.
Can you
Сейчас
imagine?
сколько аккаунтов
А
было?
22?
Книга.
Точно, книга.
Да, кстати, мне все равно.
Реально, покажи.
Да.
Что?
У него книга есть.
Это
Чё за
твой
книга?
аккаунт книга.
Там чисто.
У меня даже Леры есть два аккаунта или 3 меня.
У меня тоже. А читер 777 нет?
Блин, был бы на 1-1.
Самый популярный. Книга, вот он. Какого года? Какого года? 23-го, ну-ка. 21 БС? Покажи, Макс. Покажи, Макс.
Ты 295 дней заходил тут почти год. Макс, смотри. Макса, это его аккаунт книга.
23-го года. А я его, кстати, могу вернуть.
Блин,
Алло, это футбольный.
Майкл.
О, легендарный сорок.
Майкл тоже 500 дней не заходил.
Ну ты что сделал?
А, не, забейте.
Опа, чуть 777. Где? 1620 дней назад.
Твой аккаунт, да?
Да, видите, видите.
Опа.
Говорю, это
4 ты... А. Колыбель.
Этому гип...
АГ президент. А, нет, не могу аккаунт из спики ссылки нет.
Макс,
А,
я могу
Луки
взять книгу
тоже
в
хочет.
аккаунт.
Ну,
Сделай.
Луки,
Так а смысл возвращать больше?
забейте, это кликбейт, народ.
Мне будет под ссылкой чуть-чуть. Вот, Лера про.
Где?
Максим,
Давайте.
кто таком через 23 года оказывается? Она, кстати, хочет, она его может вернуть?
Here's your predictions one last time. Three of us getting behind Crazy Raccoon. Two of us getting
Блин, кстати,
behind
это реально аккаунт
Humble.
топовый.
Fans at home,
Да.
no surprise when you
У нее тут вроде этот,
Сейчас
как...
уже опять нет?
Не дай бог
У
вы
нее
старт
тут
нажимаете,
этот,
вас
как
там
его,
кликают
вроде
два
бы
раза,
этот
и
есть.
потом
Мажор Вика. Да, у нее мажор Вика есть. Она сама сказала, да блин, я что его... Сейчас был, она, если бы она бы играла, у нее бы где-то бы сейчас было бы 20 тысяч.
Блин, я не знаю, что
A lot of the time I thought it was SK cheering. It was the humble crowd, and Semantic already getting the round up. You'll have to see it.
He's worked for years.
Блин, за что не играет бравл?
In the past,
Она не хочет.
excellent.
Лига 5 баллов.
World finals so early on and never making it. Never having a chance for it to be all about
Книгу
him. And
возвращать.
still, he
Вот
puts his
если мы
team
по
together.
1-1, то еще бы стопудово нас проехал финал бы
That's
играть.
true leadership. To see someone so young is impressive. Still a huge task ahead of them. Can they maintain this composure? We've seen it from the place of the stage. They get carried away with that atmosphere. It subtracts from their gameplay. Some teams have to be absolutely on the team from the get-go.
I want to say as well, Semantic's going to be been so impressive this year because in previous years he's always been the loudest, and I think that some of the teammates along the way may have been affected a little bit by that. He's taken a step back
Я
this year.
помню, как
He's
во
taken a
второй
great
пойду,
leadership
не в
role,
первый
and he's
день,
allowed
когда
himself to
обновы.
shout through his
Just
thumbs.
Мистер
Really has done
Да,
so.
да, да,
It's allowed
с
players like Luke to really shine.
Или
Players like
второй.
Boss that
По-моему,
always had a bit of a stumble in their
It's
step along the way. In 2022 for Boskin was first swept by STMN and then not making even the LCQ last year. These are players that are really rising up in just a beautiful way. They have now made the grand finals. And also, when you look at the two teams compared and their set win percentage, there's only 4% in it. 2 sets more gained by Crazy Raccoon over the course of their monthly finals year. I mean, they are so closely matched. Third and fourth, respectively, throughout this competition in that regard.
A couple of things to look for in this series is Crazy Raccoon are a team who really likes to prioritize max. We've seen it pick it up a ton of times. Why, by no means I think like a broken or overpowered brawler by any stretch of the imagination. It's familiar to them. It's comfortable to them. But some of those comfortable comps have been eclipsed by some of these new look approaches. That's a very close prediction. Humble just edging it out here at 54. It's double swoosh up first in this best of 5 grand final.
Very, very close on the polls, as you'd thoroughly expect, with one no less for a grand finals. Double swoosh bands being in already. Marty, Mo, and Kenji. Also Crazy Raccoon, the Tara, the Surge, and the Kenji. Also, both sides do not want to see any of that slice and dice. Coin toss available for then Crazy Raccoon. And the first pick coming in. Likely to be something of the aggressive kind of nature. And before that push burn, really quite an underrated one that I think is a good starting brawler. That Surge band as well. I'm a big fan of that, as it's always a fantastic first block pick.
Помню, я все помню.
Also, that mythic gear that now
Если ты
Emma
хочешь
had
помнить.
access to slow people down by a little bit, and then playing inside of her oil field. It's a big difference maker. It really makes it very scary. And this means Crazy Raccoon can actually control the right-hand side of the map a lot easier than it otherwise would be. There's a huge advantage to the opponent playing on that side, given they have the bush cover and can move up and get close. Otis here, coming out from Humble. Previously, we've really only seen this brawler on Brawl Ball so far this weekend, due to his ability to shut down the ball carrier and render them incapable of taking a shot.
Ну, а как мы видим, обсуждать
Может,
все
три легендарных Старс откроем?
Можно.
Блин, хотелось на Джо сеть.
Кого?
Fantastic machine now coming
Не,
in.
ну
Very safe
гиперзарядка из прыжки
pair of hands
можно.
in that mid. That's exactly what
хороший пик.
Crazy Raccoon are going to need
Блин, я бы хотел бы чизер
to
77.
have themselves here. Just
У меня в дефиле аккаунт был. У меня
Мистер
там
Пи взять мид
0,5 было.
Да, ты как
конtra Джуно. Но
сумасшедший.
я ни разу не видел мистер Пи интернет.
Я говорил.
it's open here. That's a bit of a concern.
Looked amazing in hot zone. It's also very vital.
Кстати.
Level when it comes to ice, Melody
Амбер сожгет
really
кусты,
chucked
всё,
it
там
safe
будет
down,
лучше
provided she
всех.
has the music notes.
Но
The Bubble have a
всё
strong
надо
side laner.
про last pick не забывать.
You know, a consummate duelist.
Сколько зачитал. И что-то надо взять, чтобы не закрывали вот в одну калитку какими-то...
Gem
Сейчас
carrier
такое
on the move.
электрическое.
I don't know whether I'm the biggest fan of their penny pick, to be honest. I I mean, Gus was available as well, and it's quite a nice mid to have on this map, and the shielding can be handed over, but Penny can work. Absolutely so. Certainly with the amp, that combination of burning down the bush and leaving the Penny to be able to lock on more with the turrets. Cole comes in now, that lane control. The overcooked, of course, can just absolutely burn down immediately any opposition standing there. Big, tanky brute. The Humble are going to have to take care of.
Yeah, it's a big deal, I think, Paul, if you're putting your role in a gem carry position, because this dissuades boss or whoever's on the team from actually using Magic Hand to hook the Pearl in. If you do that, you're liable to be blown up by that super. It's very, very scary. And with a hypercharge, it leaves a burning area around him when he gets popped. Squeak here to round out the composition for Humble. Some really interesting brawlers here. These two teams reaching into the last of their reserves in terms of their draft strategy to try and gain an edge.
Squeak has proved to be quite the menace over the course of the World Finals. I didn't mind it, but the question is, can they keep Crazy Raccoon at bay on the side of Humble? Because they're so aggressive by nature, and Pearl is going to be so difficult to manage on that lane side. Oats as well, sneaking in, it's just not necessarily still for me one that I am a massive fan of, but that is the Brawl Belt, the thing that both of these two teams are looking to claim and hoist at the end of this matchup, the ultimate prize in the game.
Alongside $400,000, the lion's share of our $1 million prize pool. A pretty penny. Crazy Raccoon are no strangers to this kind of situation. They have been here so many times before, reaching grand finals in consecutive years. They're familiar with this, and they're also familiar with playing in what we might consider hostile territory. Not really had opportunities to take championships in home territory. It's often been Europe for them here, often with a crowd getting behind their opponents. Same for Zeta Division last year. As it often has been. Getting into the game here. It's a mild audio issue.
Every day Semantic would come to the dressing room and say, today we're going to lose. And it has not happened yet. Again, that modesty that's so crucial to play at the pro circuit, shining through. Crazy Raccoon, they've taken definitely the closer of the journeys to get to this stage. One thing I was saying to Semantic, very honestly, very openly, was the fact that yes, they've had 4 grand final appearances this year, but they were only able to lock in the 1 grand finals win back in June against Zeta Division, and that for me says they are very consistent, but also at the same time, not the team
Сколько ему мало смотрит?
have really locking themselves in.
So, we have some brawlers in this game that have hypercharges that aren't allowed to use.
Тебе 90 смотрят, тебе-то пофиг?
And weren't considered legal for World Finals. Now, I'm not calling out, but Semantic plays with his super and hypercharge buttons slightly overlapping. So, he doesn't have to stretch far, he can activate them both very quickly. He has to move his hypercharge button across the screen away from his super button. Otherwise, he's liable to use it by accident, and that would be a game loss were that to occur.
That's the case for other players as well, of course, throughout the World Finals. It makes a lot of sense to do so. We've not seen anyone be as bold to use that as any kind of BM yet. Can you imagine? Certainly, though, of course, many in the crowd cheering for Humble as they are, also for Crazy Raccoon. Can't be far away now, and I cannot wait to see how this first set goes.
We walked into this year, especially over in the APAC region, seeing a ton of teams rise up, start to actually really put pressure on Crazy Raccoon, a team in the past who took monthly final after monthly final, they were far away to rival esports step up. Navi even submitted the team and managed to win their first monthly final. They weren't able to make it far through LCQ, but the fact that they got there without even competing says a lot about what they're able to do in that region. Coco Loco, another team that have been around for a while in Hong Kong, as they come through and win themselves a monthly final. That region is treacherous. It is extremely deadly. We talk about how deep this EMEA region is, but Crazy Raccoon, whether they admit it or not, have really been forged by these up-and-coming teams all throughout the course of the year. And they've had to work their butts off to maintain that top spot.
Inside 5th World Finals, I mean, for someone with that kind of level of experience, you don't get purpose in this position. It's his third. Certainly for Moya, chasing in the shadows of his teammates to gain that first title. He's been looking to achieve it for a few years now.
Чуть-чуть.
Semantic,
Ой,
especially
ой, ой, ой,
the
ой,
player that comes to mind as the one who's been chasing that dream for many years also. I'm
Чем привлекаешь мать?
still mind blown by the fact that Luke, in his first World Finals, is in a Grand Finals. I mean, that is just something which just requires
Дело
such
не заценили. Ладно, погнали.
Помощь Пенни?
У типа Пенни... все три с Вижном у японцев. Кирна Вижн. О,
hold of his right hand side.
новогодний Пенни.
Placements from Boss force over to that
Как
right
он Маси даже подкажет.
hand side. 10 side low here. Semantic getting some good spray damage and a nice fat spatter gadgets as well. Keeps him low. 300
Ой, как?
HP.
Трансляция лагает офигенно.
Это маленькая.
Инсайд продавливает лайн. Куст сжег, все, теперь Пенни все видно. Но в ответ семантик размен дал. Теперь Пенни пушка нужна, но там...
Это
It's unusual to see a Gene on the lane side as well as on this map. The Gene takes the mid roll, but it's going to come some options. Chatampo, all fine there, Luki on that right hand side. Gets the pickup. Meanwhile, champs are quite evenly split. 5 for Crazy Raccoon, 4 for Humble, and now 6.
Крейзи Ракун выигрывает пока что.
Крейзи Ракун тащит еще, не переживайте.
Возможно, он тапать пытался.
Тапай.
Минус босс. Луки 400 хп, семантик пытается не дать подойти. Но там пушка. Ой, чипа подозрел. Поджигает. Гаджет пошел заморозки, но это... Пока не спешит, спокойно обходит и забирает. Пока что прям...
Иди туда, полагаю.
Называется, пацаны.
У меня такое ощущение, что Луки не тот гаджет, потому что...
Крейзи Ракун первый раунд затащили.
И он даже это не понял, как будто изначально.
Как это слово называется в правде?
Тилтак.
И пул тоже потом фиговый выпал. Пока что ручки трясутся, но это просто первый.
Тумбик.
Doesn't have it available to try and put pressure on Crazy Raccoon's jump carrier. That is a slow start from Humble. Let's see how they fare this time around. Going in, Semantic from that right hand side. Now going to try his luck. Chatampo moving Luke into the mid. The Gene placing Boss with a squeak to the left hand side. I like these adaptations. They're quite smart and already you can see how Inside falls back. Chatampo lower as well. As a result of being unable to shoot as many shots. Pinch between Luke and Boss is good. Now that left hand side is cleared up. Great pressure. We've had a complete lane assignment. Luke is now the gem carrier. And Boss has been quite a nunuisance here for the Emperor of 10 side to deal with. Meanwhile, Semantic to tough battle up against the world, but bonus. One of the few brawlers that can really do it. Especially when that super is available. Fensai again, eating a lot of this AoE damage. Super thrown out there by Boss. He does get some purchase, and again, the Ember drops. Tambo lurking as Semantic is healing. On that right hand side, good gadget as well. And Semantic surely here going to burn down. He's going to place a lot of pressure onto Luki. Splashing magic hand, but realistically, he can't even think about using it yet. He needs support. Boss going in on Tambo that left hand side, gets 10 side eradicated. Tambo low now. Trying to get with Moya. This magic hand needs to have the support of his teammates on the side of Humble. Moya is going to be seeing it coming. He's going to place a salty barrel for sure. Yeah, Moya did. Salty barrel comes down though. Moya's had to use that gadget, but it gets him out alive. Luki needs at least a 2 versus 1 after he lands a hook to guarantee the gem steal. Now, turn it back. So much oil on the map. That's left hand side. Boss is really restricted as where he can go. So be cautious there. Just debating if this match comes healing. Be quite crucial. Over charge from Humble.
А через полгода или через год будет только открытие.
He's eradicated. Humble.
Хотя по сути уже
Again on that cover, running back to the spawn. It's going to require a big reset here from Crazy Raccoon. That is huge from Boss. He and Semantic can simply stand forward here and block passage for the rest of Crazy Raccoon. Humble with the adaptation, with the lane switch, have gotten themselves a game in this first set.
Ну, 1-1 по раунду. Хамбл взяли матч.
They were not in that first game, not mentally,
not on the map.
Но можно
The
сказать, вы не
adaptation
очень долго
worked out
доходило.
beautifully. The question is, Crazy Raccoon know what's coming. So how are they going to fare this time around in what is one game apiece? So they keep this lane assignment for 10 side. Now he needs to
Можно
retool
даже
his
как-то дабллайн
mindset
там
to deal with
запустить,
this
и пофиг,
very
пока на
annoying
мид его
squeeze.
закрывают. Пойти дабллайн, просто вот сейчас хороший момент выйти.
Salty
Но он
Barrel
это
used
уже
already.
поздно
Semantic
делать,
starting to become a little bit of a bully on the right side, which Tapo surges forth at just the right moment. But no gems have yet been picked up by Crazy Raccoon. Luki has thought of his name. Also doing great work on this left-hand side, but now the picture's there to and Gemside cleared up so immediately there. 4 gems for Humble, though they're playing a much better job in that mid role. Semantic and Luke hunkering down and available there for Semantic also. Placed it at just the right time, even if Pearl is moving down so swiftly as Boss dropping that left-hand side. Can now move forward. It's got super to hand as well. Connects, Chitap.
Брови тупые. И брови ресницы прям черные.
Semantic can 1v1 anybody with that super connecting. Okay, Magic Hand gets the turret. They can now just clear that out of the way.
192 штук.
Boy, we'll have super available against Semantic. All ships in the nice run into each other, and he hits them somehow. Here's the countdown for Humble and Crazy Raccoon are penniless.
Офигеть, просто офигеть.
Макс, ты что, с светилем будем заказывать или
Босс
без
соло
светила?
эту игру сделал. Ой, опасно. Но ничего, я думаю, там нормально. Как же гиперзарядного капсула, как решала?
Chitapo moves up. It's that super. Luki goes
А
down.
вот как
2
они
seconds
будут
left.
выглядеть
And
с светилем?
Humble keeps Semantic alive. Get down, Mr. President.
Это жестко. Ну, как будто Дракон так часто матч начинает.
Humble just seem to have the ice in
Потом
their
начинаются
veins.
карты какие-то аины, и типа
Wanna come
просто
back?
дефансируют.
Beautiful adaptations. And the comparison was a night and day difference. They looked so weak and weary in that first game, not in it at all. Turned things around to come out victorious in the first set.
Бусик раздал бабу, это была душевно. Ну, бывает. Самое главное, сет выиграли, вообще пофиг. Все ошибки, которые были, вообще пофиг. Релик выиграл, по-моему, 20-й год. Вопросику.
Ой, ё-моё. Да, 20-й вроде. Да, 20-й. Я думал, ты просто из чата прочитал, листал дальше ты.
Да ну, из чата обсуждать, что там релик затащили. Не особо актуально сейчас.
Просто давно их не было, я даже забыл.
Да. Ну, еноты, да, слили одно, но это не показатель. Посмотрим, что дальше будет. Все только начинается.
Каждую игру начинали с счета.
Да. Им такой пинок хороший нужен, и они потом режим беседка включают. Пока ждем следующий сет, народ, залетайте. В закрепленном комментарии конкурс на 4 скинчика. Джесси, 2021 год, супер топовый скин. Петрович, как думаете, кто сейчас в мете? Да, слишком много персов в мете, так сказать, за один, так сказать, да надо даже не разобрать. Это надо чем весь стрим показывать мет. Ну, самый number one, не знаю, это новые персы, Джуджу, Кенджи, вообще жесткий. Первый пик у Crazy Raccoon. Humble могут... У Humble опять last пик, могут закрыть. С пиком закрыли, он реально зарешал. Посмотрим, как сейчас будет. Гейл первым пиком. Блин, карта мерзкая, open business.
Что это вообще?
Это, по-моему, где Кит играли тогда с Вальтом, и когда они люту слили.
Это...
It's the best we've had in Brawl. I've always wanted to hear the crowd over my own voice. And today, and this whole weekend has over my own voice. And today, and this whole week been that time. So the rowdy people match. Surge comes in. But Humble
Ну, Вольт тут по классике постоянно видели, да?
range is great to have.
Прикинь,
It's
Китай
also
шутит.
fantastic.
Будет мем.
We've seen in Hot Zone how influential tanks can realistically be. So Crazy Raccoon were thinking they've now got to second guess themselves. The melody's still there though. We've seen that from Crazy Raccoon time and time again. Even Semantic himself knows firsthand how difficult it has been to shut down Tampa when he has that brawler, Byron, coming in for Humble. Spray him out of heals, and that's what you need to have. It's all about the objective. More heals means more time spent on that zone.
So Moya on this pick previously up against Reply Totem in a composition that didn't even really feature a tank that they were trying to back up.
Байрон Вольт, хорошая связка.
Become a pseudo thrower when you have that super
Такое ощущение, что Гейла взяли, трамплин по-любому возьмет, будет постоянный залет типов с респа. Небольшое преимущество, но их еще метательно могут надо закрыть. А от этого тоже что-то надо думать. Но они и Макс берут под эту связку.
Фрэнк, чекай, Фрэнк.
Да, это было бы неплохо, типа, ну, тяжело будет найти. Прям какой-то колет брать, что-то тоже такое себе. Вольт уже есть. Фрэнк все равно свое дело сделает, если они возьмут колет. Лу? А Лу нет смысла брать. У них два таких, типа, не особо танкующих. Если Лу брать, то типа тогда в ответ метатели пойдут какие-нибудь. А, они метатели взяли. Но я бы Фрэнка реально мог бы взять по приколу. Чел по КДБ забегал бы, хавал бы дома, когда и зонил бы пипец.
This is a short-range comp for Crazy Raccoon, though. That's one thing worth pointing out. Neither Max nor Larry Laurie can really cover much of the map.
Тенсай на Макс. Бро, мы уже сегодня видели, как Тенсай на Макс проиграл. А вот ответ Фрэнк. Вот это интересно будет.
Не взяли сами, взяли противника.
Да. По типу Ларри, Лори столько нужно будет закидывать. Нужно будет контролить других типов. А Фрэнку надо... Люлей. Да. Если у него наушники, то как будто это вообще будет весело. Прикинь, как 3-0 от Хамбла, я вообще офигел.
Кейр обосрались первым сетом.
Да. Луки накидывают просто двоим. Ну и что Гейлу делать? Вот так по чуть-чуть пинчить?
But Moya's able to move up on that left side. That's when Larry and Laurie gets really annoying on this map. When his team has control. Boss. Gadget pop there. Doesn't actually have power shield in this particular game. Just wants to try and bank shots off those walls if he can. He's pretty healthy. And of course with super up has that invulnerability frame. Luki's done a great job keeping him topped up. Semantic has super here. He can start to break open the map. Deny Moya's safe positioning, and there it is. Break it on open. Semantic now leaves Boss to get that capture percentage.
I'm charged for Tanzan, a nice takedown there. Boss straight onto the zone. It's a team wipe. Crazy Raccoon now can get hunkered down. It's going to be a very tough thing to push into a gale with Super as well. And Hub will know it. They're going to recollect themselves very quickly and start to whittle down Crazy Raccoon gradually along the way.
You've got to avoid the spawn camp here. He gets a throw it, and you're dealing with a Gale Super. Semantic suffers that. It's a hypercharge, in fact, so it comes in twice, and he cycles it a second time. That is terrifying. Boss still able to step up and fight. Great catch on Tensai. You almost had to, I tell you. Shitapo is low. He's had to be firing this whole time. And there comes a hypercharge super from Semantic. Gets him the one. The Crazy Raccoon already have a distinct lead now.
Boss pushing through with the help of Luki there with the huge hills out of there, but it's not even enough. A beautiful super there from Shitambo, and now Humble are really stumbling out of control. 84% for Crazy Raccoon, and now another takedown. They're firming him. There's over 10% remaining.
Yeah, the Laurie's a problem here. Humble have to deal with that. Boss takes far too much damage on the approach. And Crazy Raccoon bounce back from a slow start.
A solid game under pressure. As Crazy Raccoon start to dig deep. A great comp, one that I feel could very much win this set. But Humble have shown us already today against this very team. They have got adaptations up their sleeve. Well, now they need to start to bring that in to Hot Zone.
Semantic opted to bring a Frank here to a Gale composition.
Have to wonder if he's regretting that at all right now. Super up for Semantic. Humble have gotten to 20% capture percentage. To Crazy Raccoon's 8.
Crazy lead. Crazy Raccoon now pushing the speed coming through, but they are falling behind. 37 now, 40% for Humble. And Crazy Raccoon haven't had a single look and pushed back deep into the spawn side now. They've got to regroup. They've got to find themselves yet again and go back to the first game as Humble playing this far better than before.
Yeah, Sitampo needs to build some supers. He cycled them well last time, and Boss wins his fight on the right. Sitampo gets behind him, but he's stunned up by Semantic Super. And this is a massive lead now for Humble.
It's just, again, it's a night and day difference. I mean, Humble come in, they lose the game, but then they come back like this. 8% is all that is there for Crazy Raccoon. They've got a really talented entire game behind, they just can't do it. Humble are on the zone, 100%. Crazy!
Moya just gadgeted it into a Frank hit. He needed the healing, I get it. But he dashes in the direction of Laurie and puts himself in the line of fire.
Can Humble do that again? That's the question. It was a tough first game. I was surprised they were even to make that one look so convincing. They've got that early control, but I think that's what it comes down to here. Semantic were tanking like 4 shots there from that Larry and Laurie. Going to be more than just a couple of hills there from Lukey. Boss in the zone now, probably gadget. Does need, again, that support of Lukey, who's doing his best to be everywhere in this game.
Much better early pressure here for Crazy Raccoon. Semantic can't play forward right now. Boss, though, wants to try and overwhelm. This is a lane switch here for Crazy Raccoon. And Moya eventually capitulates. The pressure from Lukey from it was too much. And Semantic brings down the Laurie. Boss has been out of his mind on this right side of the map. And Tenside's lucky to be alive after that shot came in. 42% to 9.
Boss going on the aggressive again. Cautious to not feed too much in there. Tampo, as then Tensai comes in, lovely fashion, but Boss is still there. He is that rock. Semantic playing ring around the rosy there with Moore on the left-hand side. Laurie going over the fence, does find a kill there again. Boss is there. 528 HP, but he's still locked in.
How's he alive? Lukey tops him back up, but Humble had to get off of the point for a time. With Semantic's back, and he means business. Tensai face shifts forward, but Boss is able to bring him down. Hypercharge available for 2 Humble players, and Crazy Raccoon are about to run into the wood chipper.
How can you push into 2 hypercharges? Semantic going straight into the eye of the storm. Gets the stun there, Laurie, and Lukey can sit back and relax. Chitawa's going to come in with a lovely super, but it isn't going to be realistically enough. There's only 2% remaining. Boss coming back in now, trying to get that super, trying to get on the zone, and Humble do it. They get the set and plays Crazy Raccoon into a perilous position. Semantic there saying just one more.
Let's have a look back at some of these moments here. Awkward start for Humble. Crazy Raccoon able to get off to the races. Cycling slippers from the gale, Tensai. Nigh uncatchable, unkillable in the middle part of the map. But eventually the latest time it started to swing in Humble's favour. Here you can just see the pressure that Laurie can put down on you, but Boss really activated. Up on that right side, doesn't matter if it was Moya or Chitapo that he had to fight. He took on all challenges, came out on top.
I'm so impressed. I really am with Humble. Every time, every set, losing the first game, but learning so immediately, quickly, against a team that are absolute masters of brawl. It's scary stuff. It makes you feel like it could be another EMEA year. We still got plenty more still to go. But for Crazy Raccoon now, they are 2 sets down. How should you come back from that? They've done it before, but can they do it again?
Reverse sweep in our grand final. That'll be almost too much to imagine. Last pick, Frank, for Semantic. He brings in, he says, I know there's a Gale here. I know I'm going to be under pressure. I know they have throwers, but Frank just so powerful. Can really open up the map. And all of a sudden, when you start to see those supers come through from Semantic, as the main swing starts to be destroyed, that's when Boss can walk up and start to be real threat. We talked about the short-range nature of this Crazy Raccoon comp. That gets exacerbated when the map gets broken up.
It screams confidence. It says to me, you've got to ban this brawler. You've got to just adapt away from what is just like the hard meta and ban what I know that I can absolutely go to town on you with. He did it in Brawl against SK earlier today, looking at that Colette and saying, I'm not worried. He did it again there against the gal saying, I'll do it again. People don't learn. Crazy Raccoon banning the melody can only mean one thing, that Humble have the coin toss. And this could be a bit of a nail in their own coffin. They would love to have got their hands on that melody pick. They would have certainly stepped up as the first one pick if they hadn't been able to do so in that position. And Colette coming in for Humble, a beautiful first brawler.
Now in the past, in this tournament even, we saw Crazy Raccoon go for a crazy body pick on safe zone. Slightly different map, but a lot of the same principles to apply. Bonnie pretty good at the poke down game, and of course can all in onto the safe and start attacking up close. No surprise to see Colette here from Humble. It doesn't really tip their hand anyway. Just a very good brawler, another brawler that again can attack the enemy safe from a relatively safe distance. Cycle those supers if any defenders are unlucky enough to get caught in the damage. Lola here picked up a CR. Just a very, very good mid to long range brawler in terms of that damage output.
We already saw today, against Humble when Sugar had 756 DPS damage with the Lola pick, and they still lost. It was crazy. I've never seen that much DPS in my life. Here it works a lot better. I can hear you with that Bonnie pick. Certainly the first thing I look for is to see whether the crew is banned, if that's the idea, and it is banned. It's a possibility here. The Crazy Raccoon, they're going to bring in the Kenji. A dangerous one for sure, and Heist. Is it his best game mode? I'm not massively convinced. I was surprised that Humble actually won that set earlier today with that very brawler. It's one they cannot step up now. Certainly, if Boss goes with Colt, I know we're going to be in for such a treat. No one bans against Humble. I still don't know why. Every time in Heist, they can bring it in, but this time going with the Bell. It's definitely that safe pair of hands. The mark is going to be quite influential to land onto the Kenji. But is it going to be enough? It's not the best in DPS.
This is definitely a control-oriented brawler. Humble are assuming if Crazy Raccoon want to try and take up residence in the middle of the map in that grassy area, Boss can actually get some extra value as those shots will bounce between enemy targets that are within close proximity.
Certainly with the Lola, that's their thinking process there, is to simply use that ego. Just systematically then maybe indicating about swim lanes.
The bell shots bounce between Lola and her ego. 8 hits here for Humble. Okay. This is an interesting one. I mean, a few different ways you can take this, but this really does scream to me we want to set up shop in the middle of the map. We want to just dominate in the control game and then start to use Colette to pressure that safe down, use our safe long range, whether it's extra credits or, war cartridge here from Luki, or cheat cartridge, excuse me, remains to be seen, but nice way to round out a composition that had pretty questionable levels of damage output. The old faithful.
That hypercharged turret lands onto the Humble safe. It will be decimated in seconds. Jesse Pick is a very strong one for Crazy Raccoon, but for Humble, they've just got to not feed into it and do their very best to avoid giving more power over to Crazy Raccoon. Not going to be easy to do. The slow and sluggish 8-bits. That damage boost to the bouncing shots will go between the two. Without the plugged-in star power, we'll see what that 8-bit is bringing to the table. If that's not the case, it could be even more challenging to avoid feeding into that, Jesse.
Okay, it's going to be cheat cartridge here. For this 8-bit plugged in, also taken out the star power arc. Let's see how these lanes pan out. Shitapu getting kind of pummeled there by Boss. Gotta respect the 8-bit, and there's the damage booster deployed.
Tensai falls back. Now isn't healed, but Boss comes in, and look at that! Tapping up so strongly with that right-hand side. Beautiful mark there from Luki. The team play is unreal. And as quickly as that, Humble on the safe.
This is it. The set that Humble need to take to hold the belt aloft. Crazy Raccoon have decent mid-control if they can get there, but they've got to start to win some of these poke battles. Boss is down here. Chitapa's fun has made his way through finally. Now threatens the save. Moya has an ego up, but it's spaced back from the Lolas. We need to get quite close to get both shooting at that safe. Big damage here for Crazy Raccoon. And now they'll get ahead.
A lovely lineup there for Semantic to really line up the turret and some extra damage on that left-hand side. It made for a good defense, but it has pushed Crazy Raccoon into a small lead. Tambo forcing that left-hand side, but a nice spark hypercharge there from Luki. And Semantic staying firm in position, looking to try to earn that hypercharge, of course. If he gets down to the safe, it'll be devastating. Tensei has hits. That's a huge concern for Humble. They're going to be so cautious now on defense.
But this is what we talked about. Set up shop in mid-arc and be immovable. Crazy Raccoon haven't been able to unseat Humble from this part of the map.
Фит просто
Boss is able
отходит
to fall
назад и
back.
вообще
Semantic
просто
has to
тянет.
bring Shatampo down. Crazy Raccoon to 51% on their
Еще
save.
одна ульта.
Tensai's got to dodge a whole lot of these shots. Luki does fall, but there's some free
Еще
damage
одна.
for
А, нет,
Semantic.
не посетил.
Goes in, uses it onto Moya, not the greatest
Да. Ну, Джесси есть гиперзаряд, есть ульта.
connections, let's be honest. But enough damage to give themselves a little bit
Но
of
они
a
опять
cushioning.
как-то играют.
They approach the 30-second mark, and Luki is staying so strong on his left-hand side, bouncing his time between that mid, but Tampa now lurking forwards, marks up immediately. The accuracy of Humble is great, but now Seattle can collect themselves and go for a push.
Сейчас решающая будет.
Make a that damage
Надо
booster
систему
now.
на себя взять.
Boss
Внимание.
obviously wants to make sure he benefits from speed, and we're switching into a defensive stance here for Humble. They want to try and pressure Crazy Raccoon down before they think to come forward. Mark on Shatampo. Tensai able to star power. Scrappy's hitting hard. 49%. It's getting low. Moya in a press. Ah! There it is. Man, 3 seconds. He's got it. He gets it.
Просто нереально
Gets
решение.
Humble around. The solo mission onto the safe with the Colette Super. And Humble are 1 game away.
Если сейчас будет прямой. Сначала он хочет себя
The
выиграть.
crowd is electric. Coming into this set, Semantic
Minus
says
chill.
one more set.
Когда они пиксы, пики так и не пофиксят. Да. Их самый большой враг это... Ой-ой, там... Мой, иди дамаж! Ладно, он за контроль рубится. Помочь Джесси, помочь.
Shielded up and up. Moya definitely has to respect it. Has to watch out for the bouncing damage from Luki. Tensai struggling against the 8-bit. Takes a tap and Boss finishes the job.
Как они их там
Shatampo
пинчат,
also
это
quite
просто
low here.
жесть. Он
Luki plays
даже
from
в
inside
кустах
that
не может
damage booster
увернуться.
means the Bella's a legitimate threat.
Восик
Now
просто
Rico is gonna be
уничтожает.
short
Ну да.
because Moya has to throw them so far away from himself. It's just a matter of time before Boss will pick him up. Semantic as well, tight into the mid. Tensai, you need to be saving that ring all the same.
Как Моя
Semantic
живет,
now
это
to
просто
use that onto
Тенсай вообще игра не идет.
the few shots that he's able to obtain.
у
Gets
Six-Stamp
the
то же самое.
10%, gives Humble a small lead.
It's a narrow one. 6% here.
Так, прошел в угол. Вот сейчас есть небольшая возможность что-то реализовать. Чел минус. Но мой двоих жрать. Ситампа просто не вылезает, даже боится. Потому что сейчас смысла нет. Да. Типа сейчас просто пойдут в атаку, все. Сейчас такой там будет.
Marked up and he is getting consistent damage in for Crazy Raccoon.
Crazy Raccoon are ahead now. The Kenji gets to have his way with the safe and brings Luki down. Humble have got to respond. Super there from Semantic onto the safe for Crazy Raccoon. A slim lead here for Humble. Luki has a second bite of the apple. Still trying to get his Kenji out of the way. It's even at 67 apiece.
A nice takedown there from Boss, and he kept his own life in the process. Not an easy thing to do there, as Semantic was low himself and couldn't necessarily tank. Good taps to the left-hand side. Moya low now, forcing out the ego. But the ego goes down so quickly. Great mark again from Luki with the hypercharge, and they secure the right side of Tensai. Semantic going in, nice hypercharge and some great damage along the way. The time is ticking.
11 seconds left in the game. Shatampo has to go for a super to dodge his shot, but Boss is going to be there in Tensai with a hyper. No turret to use. Humble, 50%. Crazy Raccoon have fallen short. And here we have 3 Humble guys who just happened to be the best Brawl Stars team in the world.
Unbelievable! Such a phenomenal performance from Humble this year. Just unreal. The fist pumps and the respect. A wonderful performance. Staying modest keeps you grounded, but being victorious cements a legacy. As they approach the belt to lift it, and Humble are your
Вот так себе будет, блин, как будто на базаре сидели. Ну, потому что кубок куда-то. Так, тут они там особенно... Да, просто стоит. Ну, я говорил, для японцев будет самая большая опасность это их. Так, типа, если они берут хороший фитнес контроль, они не сказать, ой, там что, хватит, да. Блин, как
Finally cemented
сегодня будет чилить.
has his day. From humble beginnings to glorious ends. That's been the story of this team.
Это жестко было.
Fought for one purpose. To achieve
Вы хотите
greatness.
на троих хотите?
And we've got to hear it from the boys
Зачем вы только
themselves.
нажимаете
Let's
кого?
head down to the stage. Get some
Все
words
же играли, зачем
from your world
вы?
champions.
Semantic,
Мог на
Lukey,
плечо сделать, просто
Boss.
все нафиг хотелось.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some
Видите,
noise one more
так
time for Humble!
Сематик забрал, говорит, я буду чемпионом. Пацаны, извините. Ой, нифига, он тебя у губ
Looks great.
отпустил, прикинь.
Looks great on you, Semantic. How you feeling, buddy? Try to put into words the emotions that you're feeling right now in the Superfest arena.
Any emotion you think of, it's coming to my mind. Happiness, all
Короче,
the
все
energy we
крутые,
put in
все
this year, all
жесткие,
paying off.
спасибо за
Finally, new
поддержку.
roster
До сих
this
пор
year.
в голове не
Cost
укладывается все дела.
insane, Luki insane, Kennen insane, whole Unbelievable insane, everything's just
Короче,
coming together.
капец, говорит
It's
капитан.
worked out, and I'm almost crying. It's so nice.
It's great to see the emotion. We can tell how much it means to you. The crowd are absolutely loving it. You had such a great reception. Lukey's first Worlds as well. And you kind of had a bit of a situation at once. You were having a tough time. And it feels like the curse is lifted, right?
Yes, I was used to known to literally not win a single Worlds match and have a second place curse. I broke both of them. I got off group stage, I got off quarterfinals, and I'm on the World final!
Now, as we can all hear, both at home and right here in the arena, the support has been overwhelming. The fans have been absolutely brilliant throughout this entire weekend of competition. Is there anything that you guys would like to say to them?
Thank you to every single supporter right now on the stage. Wherever you're watching, to everything. Not only this year, the years before, the one before that, before that. I love you all. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you.
Залетайте пока. Браво, браво.
One final thing before I let you go.
Очень жестко решал. Ну, все молодцы, что, каждый по-своему хорош. Там уже, по сути, без разницы, кто МВП, кто нет. Главное, что чемпион.
Thank you
Еле достает.
to everyone for watching and for being right here at Superfest as well. It's been absolutely amazing to be a part of. To all the players, thank you so much for your hard work. Please come back next year and come back stronger. To the talent, you are all absolutely brilliant to work with. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Production and set design have been fantastic throughout as well. Thank you so much. There's nothing really left to say here, but that is it from us here at Superfest. My name is Banks, and we'll see you very, very soon.
А итоги... Там они сразу все да, ты можешь, например, хочешь, может удалить, чтобы там теги не ходили, чтобы они а просто удалить просто и в самом боте, то есть в боте не удаляй, просто в группе удали, и нажми разыграть. Без разницы, я успею эти баллы писать. Ну да. Не хватило 200 баллов, ну, а лучше просто. Ты сам сидел, бы очень без запаса. Ну да, завтра стал. Бывает, что придется, да. Придется отвечать.
Очень жаль Крейзер... О, да, Крейзер 1. Ну, поздравляем Хамбу, молодцы.
Да, именно скрипт. Желательно, друзья, вдруг вы на стриме, отпишите прямо сейчас.
Спасибо за стрим. Увидимся в следующем году. Написано. Ну, Крейзи Ракун, они хорошо себя показали, молодцы тоже.
Вот, народ, четверым победителям выдадим. Если вы вдруг не расстраиваетесь, пишите для вас движите замутим, если вам это понравилось. Фаст чисто конкурс. Обязательно с кубом сделаем.
Все, ребят, всем удачи, спасибо, всем пока, спасибо, кто смотрел за эти 3 дня. Провели хорошо время. К сожалению, ну, Крейзи Ракун, ладно, отлетели 3-0. Все, ребята, всем удачи, всем спасибо, всем пока. Спасибо вам большое за эти 3 дня.